We're back at it. Episode number 5. We got Nora back in the building.
Welcome.
What's
Hey,
up,
how you
Nora?
doing? I'm good. How are you?
Chilling. What's up, Will?
Man, living, bro. Yeah.
Good. Don should be pulling up in a minute. Um, we can run through some of these topics, man. We got Washington, D.C. on high alert, January 9th, the 19th, and the 20th. All presidential events, Jimmy Carter Memorial, the inauguration. They having some death threats or something. They saying something's gonna happen. White Massachusetts teen pleads guilty to attempting drowning of a black kid while calling him George Floyd. and New York has New York City officers has a George Floyd challenge. What's up, Don?
Hey, good
I'm just
afternoon.
running through some of these topics, man.
All right.
Hey, how you doing?
The white Massachusetts teen pleads guilty to attempt drowning of black kid while calling him George Floyd. And then we have New York City officers starting a George Floyd challenge. They beating up the inmates, choking them and shit as a George Floyd challenge. So whatever. You know what I mean? 160 children rescued from a synagogue in Guatemala. Nora, did you see that?
Oh my God, that shit was crazy.
160 children rescued from a synagogue in Guatemala.
When you say rescue, they've been missing. They was kidnapped.
They was kidnapped.
It's like a sect, and the weird thing is, like like half of those kids, the families, like were reporting that they were missing and all that, but half of them, the families were protesting in support of the synagogue after, saying that our kids were good there. But it's like a whole like sect, like they're kind of, they're giving
So
their
we
kids
not.
up to a sect.
I should have probably did a little more research because you really never know what's going on in them countries when you know what I mean. We don't know. But
It's so crazy.
why they have all them children in the synagogue though?
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't sound right, especially because there was half of that were concerned. I think if there's just one person says something weird's going on, I didn't really want my kid there, then something weird's probably going on.
Elon Musk plans to delete federal agencies and return $247 billion back to taxpayers. I'm with that.
Elon Musk needs to sit down and think for a little because he's doing
Leave President Elon alone, man. President Elon getting it together. Chill out.
Those folks in them offices ain't gonna be with that.
Cutting funding, just going into office and cutting funding immediately is just never a thought out strategy. Like you're not going to solve the problem by taking.
If Trump say they gotta go, they gotta go. That's what Trump is over.
Did you check which of these? I research which of these agencies in particular that he wanted to slash spending on.
No,
obviously,
I know he's not
Planned Parenthood is one
all of them, but I didn't see exactly which agencies.
I looked them up and they all pretty important. Like some of them just align with his goals generally. Like Planned Parenthood, he wants to cut off like $300 million to Planned Parenthood.
Well,
I know
Planned Parenthood been gone. They've been destroyed. They've been without a business. So that's good. I don't even know why
he wants to remove another $300 million.
I don't even see how Planned Parenthood is still receiving funding though. Why is that?
Why is it what?
There is no Planned Parenthood.
What do you mean? They're still they just cut off funding drastically, but it's still like.
Yeah, the government is not the only source to make that.
So you mean to tell me the actual place, the building, Planned Parenthood is still in existence?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're not only
they got them out of Georgia, so it's probably just like a Georgia thing. They got them out of Gwinnett.
They still in New York. There's a huge one in Brooklyn.
Because New York allows abortion,
mm-hmm.
So they still gonna be in the state. All right, that's common sense, duh.
Okay.
Yeah, but like in New York, a lot of women get free important health care through Planned Parenthood.
That's a democratic state.
Yeah, with a little more health than other states.
Of course,
not enough.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me, moderator?
Yeah.
They want you to think Planned Parenthood is all about just abortion. Planned Parenthood does way more than that for women than just abortion. That's not all that they do. And the government is not the only one that they get their only place they get their funding. That's why they don't have to just collapse. And then thirdly, if Elon Musk can give $250 million to Donald Trump campaign, why cut the programs? Give some money to it. You're giving money to everything else. Give money to it.
Elon ain't with the abortion stuff. What else Planned Parenthood does though? I didn't know that.
I don't know what Elon does other than make cars and go to space And since he has a lot of, that's all I know that he does today. So it's pretty clear to know his agenda. But guess what? We ain't gonna have to worry about it because he's already getting out of bounds with Trump. I give him probably about 8 more months. He's everywhere too often, taking over, looking like the #1 guy. I hope he keeps it up so Trump can check him later because he's gonna get checked. So that's what's gonna happen in that relationship.
I think they do need a mediator. I think they do. Yeah, I think they do. I kind of caught that too, Don, like 3 days ago. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on with these two guys already? This nigga's not even in office yet, man.
Hey man,
what they bumping heads over the visa thing?
Ego. It's just ego. If you show up more than Trump and you are out in front of him on issues and in front of him on the press, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. You ain't in your role. You ain't in your place. You've got to get in the back. And I'll let you know when to speak. I don't care how much money you got. So that's where we're gonna go with that. We ain't gotta worry about
I think that they keep calling him President Musk too.
Hey, he's reaching out to foreign leaders already. The real elect president ain't even doing that yet. Not to the level Elon Musk. He's trying to give money to other government, other people that are running for office in other countries. So after a while, he's gonna want to be a world ruler.
Yep.
Bam. Forget being the president when you can be the man over 7, 8, 9, 10 countries.
I don't want to be the president. Elon.
Yeah,
man.
When you worth $400 billion, you play different.
Yo, listen, man.
America,
you can play if they let you in.
Elon is the reason why Trump won.
He funded it.
Right? Elon is the reason why Trump won in the first place. So Trump need to put his ego aside and let that man rock.
Oh Lord, you act like you don't even know the guy you like. That ain't happening.
You got a lot of stuff to do. You got deportation, you got Ukraine and all this. So you all over the place. You might as well let Elon handle the US.
First of all, he don't care about what happened to Ukraine. He gonna let Russia do what they want to do. That ain't on his mind. He could care less what happened to Ukraine.
I mean, Israel, my bad, the Hamas thing.
Well, he said he gonna go over there and he could clean all this up in a couple hours.
He gonna rain down hell.
I want to wait to see him do all of that. He's supposed to stop the war over there between.
I didn't like that. I ain't gonna lie.
You don't like that he said it?
Nah, I don't like the whole. I better get the hostages or gonna rain down hell on who? They already got hell rain down on them.
He said he ain't got
I don't know what more could happen.
Yeah, like you know where Hamas is directly. Are you going directly where they are?
The leader of Hamas. What more are we looking for? Who are we looking for? The leader is dead.
That's why I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
The leader got off in another country.
What you gonna do? Drop more bombs on the Palestinians?
That's exactly what he's saying.
No more, like.
Yeah, I ain't with that. I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't like that. I ain't like that's my man and all. I ain't like that.
No.
Dude, now Google how much money he got from IPAC and you'll understand exactly why he's doing it. Every single president has gotten millions from the Israeli Foundation.
Who's IPAC?
I forget what it stands for, but it's basically how
it's a political action campaign from Israel. That's what that is.
Yeah, it's the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. It's a pro-Israel lobbying group that advocates policies to the legislative and executive branches. They've donated to Kamala millions. They donated to Biden.
Of course.
They donated to Trump. They donated to everybody. They're very well endowed. But another update on the Palestine issue that happened this week was very important information for Don. 2 days ago, the prosecutor in Israel, they did an interview on Israeli television with the Israeli prosecutor who was prosecuting all the alleged rapes from the hostages. And he was asked why all these cases never ended up like going through. And he was saying that the problem was that there was not a single complainant, no victims. Nobody was saying I got raped. He said that he didn't want to say it completely. He said we didn't have any complainants. We believe that most of the people that got raped are dead. And when you go into the dead people that they claim got raped, all these allegations stemmed from one. There was a family that said they believe their daughter was raped, but her brother and her husband denied that and said that that's not true. The media made that up. We've never said that. She didn't get raped. The husband was with her at the same place and saw her die. And then the other reason was because they tortured people from Hamas that they captured and made them do forced confessions and say that they raped women. And then an Israeli human rights organization said that we disapprove of these tapes because you can clearly tell these people have been tortured to extract these confessions. There's blood on their face while they're confessing. So this just goes to show that if you dig like 3 levels deeper, and I didn't even know this until 2 days ago, because after I read that headline of the prosecutor, I dug deeper. If you dig 3 like layers deeper, you'll see that the headline, especially with Israel, like it's happened so many times. Like, can you imagine the prosecutor going up and saying, we have no victims? Then what is this case? This is the whole war is premised on this allegation, the whole war, the entire destruction of this country. That was the biggest thing, raped women and beheaded babies. None of that happened.
Yeah, because Dawn said that.
That's what
Dawn was going off.
What I said, nobody got raped. I didn't say that.
You said that they were raped. You said the Palestinians were raped.
And the babies was getting their heads cut off.
Oh, so y'all said that I said that what was happening to the Palestinians was not happening. I did not say that.
No, you said that the Palestinians raped them on October 7. You said you said that if it was your country and the Palestinians came in and they started raping Israeli women, that was wrong. And I said, Don, that didn't happen. And you said what? So you tell me that everything I listened to is wrong?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I said,
I still believe that it would happen. Yeah, that doesn't change.
Well, I'm telling you, it was factually rebutted by Israel. Israel said it didn't happen.
Okay. All right.
So it's no longer just my word. It's Israel's word. It's everybody's word.
Israel prosecutor said it didn't happen.
And
the prosecutor said that nobody stepped forth because women don't want to relive that over and over and over again.
It's not
They're already embarrassed enough in trying to get back into their society, wanting their family to still love them the way that they did, and knowing that they've been raped and tortured for a while. They got mental issues to deal with through that process. And is anybody going to actually be jailed for that? They already know that ain't happening. It's just going to be a war. So why do I need to step up and say all the horrible things that was done to me for you to believe it when it's on film? So yes, I still believe it happened. Yes, I do. And it's just because they didn't have a woman to step up and say it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It just means that they don't want to relive it. They don't want to relive it.
So why do you believe it happened? Let's try to imagine this was happening in America. For somebody to claim a rape, there has to be either a victim or evidence or physical evidence or anything, right? There has to be a reason.
So I saw evidence. So you can tell me that it was fake news or fake video. You can say that, but I saw those things. I read where women were bent into positions that their body wouldn't even normally would go into, and bones were broken. I heard women were sodomized out in the open by 10, 15 different soldiers. I guess none of this happened, but I'm not going. I don't want to relive that. We all have our own positions on this, but they ain't over there at war. If I'm a Palestinian, after what has been happening to me, if I built up enough nerve to go into another country to commit a crime, why wouldn't I go all out? I'm just gonna go half-ass at it. If I go over there, I'm gonna go for the gusto. Y'all know what that's like. If I'm gonna break a rule, break a crime, what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go over and slap somebody and go back across the border. No, you going over there and go all in.
Yeah, that's part of war. That's definitely
raping women is different. They're trying to slander the resistance movement by acting like this is not about getting freedom. This is not about getting your country. This is about raping women. This is about sex. This is about fucked up shit. They're trying to that's what they do with every resistance movement. Every time any party is oppressed and they try to break out of it, they're gonna try to say, y'all not trying to get free, y'all trying to do some fucked up shit. And then they make up whatever fucked up thing you're pursuing. And it's so like everything. Jamie Lee Curtis and Gigi Hadid and I think it was Kim Kardashian, I'm not sure. All of these celebrities posted photos of Palestine and Palestinian videos thinking it was Israel, defending Israel, and then got called out by the whole internet. Google it. Jamie Lee Curtis and I believe Bella or Gigi Hadid.
Jamie Lee Curtis is Jewish?
Yeah, the washed up actress that I supposed to
Palestine and Palestinian victims. Saying that it was Israeli.
Tell her to go find Arnold Schwarzenegger.
How you know who was sodomized? You can't even tell the difference between Arabic and Hebrew. The average American does not know the difference between Arabic and Hebrew.
Yeah, that's
how you know who's who.
Well, you're right.
I don't know who's who. Y'all just say
why should I have to know that? I don't live
that's
over
a fact. Now I understand what they say.
Celebrities with PR teams are posting shit like that.
Right. I can't tell.
Like, how did you know who was being sodomized? Don, how you know what an Arab looks like? Do I look? Everybody tell me I'm Jewish. Every single New Yorker I've met in America has told me I'm Jewish. Nobody knows the difference between an Arab and a Jew.
Let me give you my answer. I don't racially profile. You look like a beautiful woman to me. That's it.
Thank you.
I don't racially profile.
Let's end that here.
Dog tiptoe tap danced about it, that one.
Hey, that's how it goes. All I see is a beautiful lady. I forget the country you come from, forget where you were born. I know what I see, and that's how I gravitate towards people. I'm not looking to see what country or where they come from. What kind of person are they? Are they good people, real people? Is it somebody I can trust when I turn my back? That's what I care about. So no, I don't know the difference between them, but I know the difference between a bad individual and a good one. That's where I look.
I think you might be messing up in this story. You might have them confused because I don't know any Israeli that said they got sodomized, but there's a video in court about a prisoner getting gang raped that's literally been shared in court.
So the Israelis are gang raping people.
Yes,
but
they're gang banging, they're sodomizing.
Yeah,
they're going in Supreme Court and debating whether it's legal to sodomize prisoners. They're still not sure that it's illegal. They're deciding whether it's legal to sodomize a Palestinian. Not a person, a Palestinian.
Let me ask y'all this. What you think? Well, I know what you think already, Noah. But Dawn, what you think Trump move is gonna be? You know, as far as like if the hostages aren't returned by the time he's in office, like what would be his move?
The next 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, I guess by the 20th.
Come on, man. You know bluster when you hear it and hormones talking. He can't do nothing. That ain't his country.
Yeah, I'm like,
only thing we can do to certain people is either help them or go against them or cut funding. But you can't go over and take over another country because that is not part of the Geneva Convention. So he can say all he want to say. Unless we gonna send our people over there to go to war when it doesn't really directly affect Americans in that way, but we're gonna send people over there to war anyway. Well, let's see what happens when people look 18, 19-year-old sons and daughters are going to war in another country just because you wanna see who got the biggest gun. You want to show who got the biggest gun. It ain't nothing you can do in another country. That's what gets me when people go out and vote. There's certain things you just can't believe because it ain't reality. It can't happen. It just can't happen. You can't stop the war between Ukraine and Russia in a day. Somebody sit back and believe that out of their mind.
But what if
you think Vladimir Putin is operating on Donald Trump's timeline? Do you really believe that, or operating within his guidance?
What if they know where Hamas actually is? Like the whole time they know. I'm starting to think they know exactly where to go, right? But they just catching wreck.
Well, they gotta go underneath the people because those guys have built their infrastructure.
Bullshit. Sorry, I can't say nothing but bullshit. We've seen the videos. The videos were doctored. We've seen the BBC come out and say that we shared a video that was edited by the IDF that had the wrong positions for the weapons to prove this fake underground tunnel. When they killed the leader of Hamas, where was he? Was he in a tunnel? He was out in the street fighting in Lebanon, in Beirut, in the street. That's where he died. He died in his own building.
Leaders can't act like they're scared.
None of them is in Palestine.
Where are the
other countries?
No, where are the hostages? We want to know where the hostages are. Where are the
Palestinian hostages? In prison, in jail, in underground. The Israeli woman that got out of prison.
Underground.
There's no Israeli prisoners. There's no Israeli prisoners.
There's prisons. Like
there's some Israelis and Americans. Trump said there's some Americans over there too.
But that was fictitious.
It doesn't matter. Where are the Palestinian prisoners? Where are the people held without bail, no charges, no nothing, that have been waiting for years? Where are they?
I ain't gonna lie.
There's way more numbers. Compare the numbers. What we took in one day couldn't amount to a quarter of what we've lost over the past 3 decades. There's prisoners that came out of tunnels that didn't know what they were in there for. They've just been there for 30 years sitting.
I did see the video.
The hostages that came out of the Israeli tunnels, the woman came out and said they had pads lined up for our period.
I was about to say
nobody was raped. Nobody was mistreated. They came out and said they had pads for us.
That lady definitely said they treated her. That old Israeli lady said they treated her with respect. And she was actually talking highly of them, speaking highly of them when they rescued her. Yeah. But I mean,
when her husband's still in captivity, when she made that interview.
No,
I don't know. It was like 5 of them.
That's what I thought had happened, and I would have been nice too. That what I thought had happened in that whole scenario. And let's just be real here now. These two countries been at war consistent war.
It's not a war. It's not a war. Not a Geneva Convention, not nothing. You talk from a perspective where you think that this shit doesn't happen. You just said the Geneva Convention means
the Gaza-Israel conflict has been going on since 2008.
No, since 1948, when we woke up one day and didn't have a country.
I'm talking about when it got to this point. When it got to this point, it's been going on since 2008. Now that means there's a lot of bad stuff going on both sides. 2008 wasn't even a major year.
What's happened in 2008? It started in 1948, 1967. There's like at least 7 points between 1948 and now that are major years, and 2008 is not one of them. 2008 was an escalation in the conflict, but it wasn't we didn't lose land.
But that's the point I'm making. It was an escalation in the conflict.
Look at the map shrink.
It's one thing to be talking, and there's another thing to be fighting. That's an escalation in the conflict.
The map is shrinking. It's invasion of land. Have you seen the photos? The land is shrinking. We had so much land. We don't have anything. We don't have no land. My country, where my grandfather grew up, is Israel today. When I went to school at Cornell, and I swear on my mother's fucking life, I swear to God, I was in the cafeteria with an Israeli woman. There's a lot of Israelis at Cornell. I was in the cafeteria with an Israeli woman on my second week, and she asked me where I was from, and I told her the exact address and the street. And she told me, so you're Israeli? I swear on my mother's life. And she said that in front of 3 other people. I'm Israeli today because and you talk about Geneva Convention, who? They made me Israeli, and I've never been to Israel in my life, and I don't speak Hebrew, and I don't know anybody Israeli in my life. I'm Arab, I'm Palestinian. That's just not a thing anymore. And you talk about Geneva Convention. Geneva who? Where's Geneva? It's words on a paper.
That sounds like gentrification.
It's a whole deletion of us. Delete, X, Control, Alt, delete. That's it.
Because George Bush is from Compton.
So I just have one question. How can we have a conflict going on and only one side is the bad side? I'm just curious, because if I get in a fight with one of you guys in any kind of way, you throw a punch back, you just as involved as I am.
No,
so we're sitting here talking about what's happening to the Palestinians, but they've been in a fight. So I don't want to say war. They've been in a fight with Israel for tens years or more, 20 years or more. You said we can go all the way back to 1940 something, but we can do that too. But it's only one-sided.
Dom, that's like you saying the robbers that invaded your house and lived there. It's like you saying that after I punched them because they were laying in bed with my wife and I got really mad that they're in my house, now I'm part of the conflict too because I punched them. They're in your house. They came in your house.
If I go out and treat everybody that looked like that individual the way he did because he was in my bed with my wife after breaking into my house, I'm wrong there. I'm dead wrong there.
That's wrong, but that's still a weak ass argument. Because if somebody told you that about white people, if somebody told you that you don't got no right to be mad at any white person because you're generalizing and you're imposing the penalty on the whole group, you wouldn't think it was right either. You wouldn't think it was right. Yeah, their ancestors fucked you. Their ancestors fucked you over. It wasn't even nobody in my generation that really, or there's probably a few.
Well, you got to know your history or you are bound to repeat it. I get that. But I can't walk around with hate in my heart and think I'm going to succeed and make it either.
But if there were still slaves to this day, I bet my ass you would still be angry. If there were still slaves to this day in public, the same way it was 100 years ago, if the Emancipation Proclamation never happened, if none of that happened, it was still ongoing, you would have hated every motherfucking white guy on this planet? Like, you would really blame somebody? You would be like, nah, listen, I'm sorry, you got slaves and shit like that, and you've lost cousins and people have died, and they're still killing y'all to this day, but easy on the white people. Why you got too much of an opinion against white people. You would slap that guy. You would slap the person that says that. It's still ongoing to this day. Yes, I don't agree with it. We were raised to think that Jewish people had tails. We had those things. I believe, I agree 100%. But it's like, how can you blame somebody that's still going through it to this day, that has lost land after land after land until we have nothing? The only land we have now was Gaza and the West Bank. Gaza now is completely demolished. The West Bank is nothing. It's like 10%, less than 10% of Palestine. And it's completely occupied, patrolled by Israeli police. We have no self-determination. We have another country's police patrolling us with surveillance cameras and drones that drop letters from the fly like a dystopia.
So why did they even do that in October? I'm talking about what they did in October.
Something had to change.
Something
had to change.
This is the change.
Yes. And some people.
This is the change that y'all looking for.
But it just turned out to be way more depressing of a world than we thought it was. We thought we were going to be
revolutionary. That's why I'm like, what did they think was gonna what they thought they was gonna accomplish by doing what they did in October?
how do you accomplish anything? They saved up. You don't understand how much time went into planning this attack. They were saving up. They were trying to get funding from the Gulf. They were trying to get funding to just have any sort of resistance. How can you tell somebody, that's like telling people that want to break free from like slavery, that you can't use weapons in your fight? You have to be like Gandhi. You have to peacefully request freedom. Just be like, hey, please free me. Nobody listens to that. What are you gonna do? You're gonna try to get money, to try to get a gun, to try to shoot somebody. What are you gonna do? What is war? How
either way, or you're gonna lose people.
How would you recommend? Exactly, like it's a losing game because you have nothing and they have everything. But it's like, how would you advise if you were black in the era of slavery? What would your brain come up with to break free? What would your thinking?
So what happened? I think all right. So look, that was the wrong move. You got to play chess.
What's the right move?
So the right move. Well, I ain't gonna say it's a right move. But the only way I would see is you got to damn near wait. You got to wait for the right moment. You got to wait for them to start beefing with someone else. That's how black people got out of slavery. White people started beefing with each other. That's how we got out of the Civil War.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
The Civil War. That's how we got out of slavery, because we had little rebellions too. But we're outnumbered. You're outgunned. So you're just going to end up with casualties on your side, not on their side. On your side. So we had to wait until they flipped on each other, which you don't know when that time is. You don't actually know, like, oh, this is gonna happen. You just gotta wait for the right moment. That was the right moment. You gotta wait on God, basically. I guess is wait on God. God orchestrated that, the Civil War, the South versus the North. God orchestrated that. It wasn't no Abraham Lincoln freeing the slaves, none of that. I think Israel has to wait the Hamas or whatever, that wasn't the right move. That was a bad move.
At the end of the day, Hamas was not even elected to run Palestine by a popular vote. Hamas was never popular. Hamas, the popular party that was actually being diplomatic and playing chess, the PLO, they were discredited, and over the years, like they were just Netanyahu himself came out and said that we funded Hamas because we thought that if Hamas ruled Palestine, they would be weaker. So some of the funding that we got in order to do the October 7 attacks was from Israel. And that's in Netanyahu's words. Netanyahu admitted to funding them.
Wasn't he about to go to jail?
He was setting up our leaders. He was setting up our good leaders to fail and our bad leaders to succeed, so that the leaders that succeed are the ones that do random fucking bullshit.
But wasn't he about to go to jail or something? Wasn't he like on trial or something right before that happened?
Right before what happened? Right before October 7th?
October 7th, yeah. Like, wasn't he being charged with something? Wasn't he about to get out of office? Something was going on with him.
Yeah, it was something going on, but that ain't happening. Just like Trump ain't going to jail. They're too powerful to go to jail, so that ain't even a discussion to even have. Okay. Nahu ain't going. I
remember I was hearing something like he was being charged or something for war crimes or something.
They're just trying to get you out of office.
He was indicted for a bunch of shit, like bribery, like a bunch of claims against him. But he was also indicted in an international court for breaching several human rights treaties and all that bullshit, Geneva shit. But he was indicted by the ICJ, convicted him, and he's not allowed in many countries in Europe. And that's why
So you're saying he funded the Palestinians to come over there and do what they did?
Not completely, obviously, but in the period right before it. And obviously he didn't have the knowledge that they would do it, but he was directly funding Hamas. And
I heard different. I heard he actually had the knowledge. I heard they actually had the knowledge. That's
Some people say that. I don't know.
So they said the Israeli border is one of the safest borders, most secure borders over there.
Yeah, it wasn't saying that happened. It wasn't saying that it was able to happen. Like just in general, the amount of patrolling everywhere, and especially the borders, it's crazy.
Yeah. So how was they able to just come over there and do all that? I feel like Yahoo playing chess. That's why I feel like Yahoo's playing chess, and Hamas or whoever is just reacting.
And the second I Googled that, just to confirm what I was saying, the first two articles from the New York Times, how Israel secretly propped up Hamas, how Israel founded the Hamas money machine years ago. Israel set up Hamas to be in the position that it was today. So even when you blame us for the way we resisted, we didn't even choose to resist that. We weren't allowed to vote. Our leaders were chosen by our opposition. Can you imagine the leaders of America being chosen by Russia? Like, it's retarded. It's dumb. Like,
well, they said Russia chose Trump the first time.
Can you imagine if it was real?
They said Russia put Trump in office. But look, so what part does Iran play in this? Because Iran is funding
Iran is why America's even in this whole thing. Iran is why America's so invested.
So the
in beating the
Palestinians
region.
have everyone against them there. Everyone is against the Palestinians then. Even their own people, even Iran.
Nobody gives two fucks about the Palestinians. The Palestinian cause is a losing cause for most people. It's like a country that we've given up on. Even like we just, when it came to between the 1940s and the 1970s and 80s, when the Arabs were actually supporting Palestine, there was a time when every Arab country was standing with Palestine. We lost every war. We got dragged. Israel took a piece of Egypt. Israel took a piece of Syria. They took the Golan Heights. They took this area by Sinai in Egypt. They took land from every Arab country that tried to defend Palestine because they won every single fucking war. We got dragged. So that's why nobody supports
y'all missed your opportunity. So your opportunity was when Hitler was in charge.
What was happening at the time? What was that? The 40s?
That was your opportunity.
But that was what got us fucked. The reason they even sent us all these Israelis is because they was fucking crying from Hitler. And they said, we're not safe nowhere. We need, that's what started everything.
And y'all was supposed to meet them at the border.
That's why it's 1948. 1948 is because suddenly the Jewish people are persecuted and they're sad and they're being burnt alive and they need to dump them on somewhere else. And they happen to be Palestine. And that's why it's not a regular war. Like, you can't, I hate it's not a war.
It's definitely
Russia is a war. This is not a war.
Nah, it's definitely slaughter.
It's slaughter. We have no military. It's not a war, period.
Don, you was in New Orleans for the most recent attack that we had here. Can you talk about what the atmosphere was like?
Glad to have you back too, man.
It was definitely crazy, guys. Got down.
You was out there for a whole week.
Yeah, I was there a whole week, and I stayed at the corner of Canal and Bourbon, right where the guy took the right turn and went down and plowed people over. And hotels went on lockdown. It was hard to find things to eat. It was definitely a scary moment, but the game was so secure. We walked to the game, and you didn't see a car nowhere in sight because they had blocked off about 10 blocks off in every direction. So they woke up and started smelling the coffee a little bit, but it was a crazy scene from 3:30 in the morning till about noon the next day. The only thing I could do is look out the window.
Yeah, I would have never been moving around either.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. That's when you gotta feel like somebody's watching over you. I was gonna go back out on this street that night, but I went to the hotel after dinner and said, "Let me take a power nap, and I'll go back out there and just walk around because there's so many people on the street. Why pay money to go into an establishment?"
Right.
But when I went to sleep, I said, "Man, I don't feel like getting up." I stayed in the room. Boy, I would have definitely been out there. And it would have been a half a block away. I would have been in the area too. Yeah,
that's crazy.
But the game was dope, huh? The game atmosphere was good.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was full. People were there. Everybody, and when stuff like that happen, people are extra nice to each other, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rivalry kind of thing kind of went out of the window. People were having conversations and talking.
Right.
Just wanted a safe environment when the day came to an end. So it was good from that perspective. But yeah, it was New Orleans had to wake up. They got the Super Bowl coming. That got them worried. And then Mardi Gras early February coming. So they didn't have those bullets on the sidewalk. That's those beams that they put in front of the door at the convenience store where you can't just drive up in there.
Right.
They didn't have those out at the sidewalk level. They were blocking off the street, but the guy was an ex-military. He had rode his bike down through there earlier that day. He was down there laying the groundwork on what he was going to do. So he took surveillance. He went on and put a couple of bombs out there in coolers while he was walking through. But he knew how to do what he was doing. Then when he came back, he was all military dressed out. He was ready for a war. But that's somebody being mad with America too. That's somebody saying my finances are bad, my family life ain't good, and you start blaming everything around you.
Yeah.
And so then you go into another state of mind. I can't justify it because I don't think I'll go there no matter what was taken away from me. I don't think I'll go there.
Yeah, me neither. I ain't.
People ain't strong like y'all. He snapped, obviously.
They look for that be the that demonic possession I'll be talking about. You look for an excuse and the devil be right there playing with you. Yeah, man, you might as well just kill these people, man, because the world hates you. This ain't fair. That ain't right. You owe child support after you. You're on your second divorce. Man,
your business failing.
Man. Kill these people, man. Do it. Just do it. The devil be on niggas' shoulder, man. For real.
To kill somebody, though, that's a different kind of devil.
Yeah, man.
Just go down the street and plow over innocent people.
Come on, man.
He didn't go shoot up the office of his former employer, which might have been a little bit more explainable.
Too easy.
Because you got a personal grudge against them, I would think. Or somebody who sent you a bill you didn't want. All right, okay. But just to go down the street, that innocent person over there, they ain't paying attention because they're having a good time, and I'm just going to run over them and kill them. Come on, I don't know what's on your shoulder when you do that. And when you listen to this guy talk, he's educated, graduated from Georgia State, was a decorated veteran in the military. So I have to ask myself, what kind of mental test are we giving people that are enrolling in our military? Because I don't think you should be able to go to that point. What happens? You go to war where bullets are flying over your head. Are you gonna be able to keep your composure?
Him and the guy with the cyber truck was from the same Fort Bragg or something.
Yeah, and they rented the vehicles from the same rental
on the same day from Toro.
Yeah. I think that's another reason America should curb its risk game across all corners of the world. These events, the recurring terrorist attacks, should incentivize Americans to stop supporting these, to go back to being isolationist and focus on itself. Because one, war makes people crazy. You can't tell me that he was fighting in Afghanistan. You can't tell me that what he's seen in Afghanistan couldn't have traumatized him or led him to have a mental disorder that could make him feel like murder is easier than murder should feel to the average person. Murder should not be that easy. Plowing into civilians should not be that easy. So enough of these bullshit wars for no reason. And two, stop making enemies in every corner of the world. Like, most Arabs and most countries in the world detest America because America keeps fucking with their shit. So all the crazies, not just the crazies in America that's burning people on the subway, but every crazy in every country got a reason to want to piss an American off because America just doing too much.
I'll just say this right here: you only can do too much when you the biggest and the baddest. Yeah, that's the reason why people. That's why people. Well, it is what it is.
That's what comes with it.
I'd rather be on that team than to be on the team that's sitting back crying because they can't play in the game. I'd rather be on the biggest, baddest team. I'm on that right now. Again, if we don't look at what's going on around the world, all that stuff comes across your border at some point in time. It's gonna be in your country. You can't just let rebels run around all across the world and think, oh, as long as they over there, I ain't ever got to worry about it. Sooner or later, they're gonna come for you, and we all done lived in neighborhoods that are like that. If you think you can put $1 million houses in the same neighborhood as where there's the project and think that the people in the project one day ain't gonna break into your house because they know you got goods and then you fooling yourself. So that evil is gonna come across borders. So that's why we have our hand in everybody's business, because we want to know what's going on everywhere. But guess what? They let us have our hand in it too. They could tell us no, step back. But they don't, because guess what? We go back to that money that they're supposed to be given to defend themselves that they ain't contributing to. The money that we do at the G8, when everybody's supposed to be given a certain percentage of their GDP, which means you put this money into this big pile, because we all a country that says you attack one, you attack all of us. So we're gonna build a military fund to make it even. We're gonna take a certain percentage from everybody's GDP, and you got to contribute that so we can stay strong and unified. The only country that was paying their fair share was America. That was it. And now I agree with Donald Trump on that. He's the one that came into place and said, "Oh, this got to change." Why are we taking care of every other country and nobody else is stepping up and playing their role? That's why they let us in their countries and have our hand in their business. They want our money.
America's not doing it out of goodwill. You and I know that very well. America's not a charity for the world. America's not donating money. America's doing it for political reasons, for economic reasons.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is a donation. This is extortion. It's legal extortion. It's leveraging the money that we give you. Like Jordan, for example, the country where I grew up in, we get a lot of money from America, but we also don't get to have to stand by Palestine when 50% of our country is Palestinian. We have to say certain things. We have to act certain ways. We have to do certain things. It's legal extortion. And you're so proud of it because you big and you bad, but being big and bad isn't the only thing that matters in the world. Sometimes being good matters.
This is not about being proud. This is just stating the facts of why things are the way that they are. And we get on these calls and we living in this country, and everything that come out of our mouth is negative about a country in which we live in. So everybody on this call have choices. If this is so bad, and this ain't the place because we extort other countries, we got our hand in everybody else's business, we need to sit down somewhere and all that. Well, nobody has to take that. They can go. We had celebrities that said they were gonna move out of the country as Trump won. What did he say? I'll see you later. He ain't said, please stay, you got me all wrong. He said, go ahead and leave. So I'm not going to sit here. We all sitting in the comforts of this country that where we can go to work every day and take care of our families. And we talk about, we don't have nothing positive to say about it at all. Come on.
So let me ask y'all this. If China was the #1 top dog in the world, or Russia, you think they would be, like, I guess, assisting Israel and Ukraine in them as well?
I think they would assist whoever is going to be on their team like everybody else. If they were willing to follow Putin's rule and regime, once they did, yes, they can do it.
You said China?
And China may be the biggest and baddest now. They just don't want to let us know. They ain't no joke.
I'm watching China. Matter of fact, they just said China has the strongest navy now.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
I'm paying attention to China for sure. I'm paying attention to China.
So we may be bragging we're the biggest and the baddest, but China is no joke and rich, and they're ran by one man, which means they'll do whatever he said do. They ain't got to go through no voting.
Yeah. I'm gonna move on to this. We come back. We'll end up coming back to that in a second anyway. But this bus driver that was killed, driving for MARTA, he was killed Friday night. I just found out that he was killed by some juveniles. It was over $2.50 because last time we was up here, we was kind of going back and forth with the idea that it had to be something other than $2.50. But he was killed over the fare, bus fare, which is $2.50. Huh?
Where at?
In Atlanta, Decatur to be exact. In Decatur, Georgia. That's like East Atlanta. So Leroy Ramos, 47-year-old husband of three, father of three, husband and father of three, was killed on Friday arguing with some juveniles over the bus fare. He was just hired in October. He just got out of training. I called my peoples that actually run that division of the MARTA thing, and he gave me a little more insight because he actually watched the video of what happened. He said, man, the dude was very aggressive with them young boys and actually got off the bus and followed them young boys off the bus, arguing with them, and actually swung on one of them.
That changes everything.
And the young boy shot him 3 times.
That changes everything.
I was already saying, Dawn, from Sunday, when we did the episode Sunday night, I was already saying, if I'm driving a bus, I don't give a damn who don't pay their fare. I'm not regulating the fare. I don't care about that. I'm clocking in and I'm going home, bro. They make $35,000 or $40,000 a year.
How could you be that passionate about it?
I don't give a fuck about no $2.50 and no young boys that ain't pay no fare, and it's 30 degrees outside. Come on, bro.
I believe he probably was talking crazy to them, though. I doubt it would just be to enforce the fee. They probably
talked crazy back and forth on the bus. They actually got on the bus and rolled a few stops. They argued the whole time. The kid actually showed them his gun 3 times.
And he still got out?
Got down. So this guy just moved down here from New York. Just moved his family down here from New York and all that. And I believe I was talking to y'all last time when I said these people be coming down from up north.
That's a joke.
They thinking these people slow, country dumb, and slow and all that. And I said, nah, they really just be chilling. It's the attitude and his aura of people that come not just up north, Cali, Chicago, because the same thing happened to King Vaughn. He came out here and just thought them Savannah boys was just some old country bumpkins. He got killed.
I thought that was different.
At 47 years old,
not arguing with nobody.
Father 3, husband. I don't give a damn about who paying the fare and who not. Not only that, the way I am anyway, I don't care about. I'm gonna let them on the bus. There's no reason for me to act like that. I'm gonna let them on the bus.
It's not your bus.
On top of that, my peoples told me they have what you call courtesy rides, and one of them kids actually asked them for a courtesy ride just to go to the next stop. So the protocol is you either push what they call a covert alarm, which is by they left foot.
The police could show up.
The police will show up immediately, or you give them a courtesy ride. It's up to the driver. But
he went with Plan C.
He went with Plan C. And what I was told was his trainer is one of them women, one of them black women that don't let nobody on your bus. You know, they don't let nobody on your bus without paying their fare. I don't care what it is. Don't let them play you. Da 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 da. Nah, man.
Oh, he wasn't trained properly.
Nah, man. Nah, I'm not doing it, man. Yeah, nah, I'm not doing it, man. Don, what you think about that?
There's still no reason to shoot and kill someone.
I'm not justifying that at all.
If it was self-defense, it wouldn't even be the topic of conversation right now because they would have been defending themselves. Yes, I think the guy was zealous, was trying to prove something because he was new on the job, and so he probably wanted that video to take back and show how he runs his bus and how he's going to be a little different than most people. Again, though, they hired him, they trained him. He lost his composure that easy. What kind of test? How are you testing these people? Like you said, I'm making $40,000 a year. I'm not arguing with somebody over $2.50.
I'm not even engaged. I
might even take the $2.50 out of my pocket and put it in the meter.
That's a fact.
No, it's down.
For real. Me too, Don. That's how I am. But I definitely, me personally, I know me. I would have let them on, man. Y'all little niggas, come on, man. What y'all doing, man? What y'all doing out here? Where y'all going? What are y'all doing? Where y'all going? Y'all up to some bullshit, man. Come on, get on this bus and go home. Y'all need to go home. Y'all up to some bullshit. And it's funny because me and my homeboy was going back and forth a little bit about this. And I had to remind him, nigga, you know how many times we got on the bus and didn't pay? Hopped the train and all that? We did that every day. Them bus drivers in New York didn't pay us no mind.
That's only not allowed in Manhattan.
Sometimes they told us get on the back because we taking so long getting on in the front. It's so crowded. They be like, man, just get on through the back. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. No, it wasn't right for the juveniles to pull out a gun and shoot the man dead. But sometimes you got to realize, man, I've seen a lot of situations where people kill themselves. That's what I say.
He got off the safety of his bus and walked down some kids.
That's crazy.
Bro, I'm not even arguing with them, bro. I'm not. No way. Like I was telling Bert, I said, listen, them kids would have been waiting on Mr. BJ bus anyway. Yo, let's wait for Mr. BJ, man. Because he don't give a damn. Let all these buses go by. Mr. BJ gonna let us all, man. Because I ain't gonna give a damn about that shit. There's no way in the world. Now this man got 3 kids who got to bury their daddy.
So do you think that trainer gonna change her attitude or change the way she trained people since one of her trainees been killed under her tutelage? She
actually, I think she just came back. She took off a few days. She called out. A lot of them called out. Now this is the other part of it. They lost about 50 bus drivers.
After that, because of that,
everybody called out. They traumatized. You know, they still get paid.
Oh, okay.
So nobody came to work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now you got people go late to work, can't get to work. It was crazy. It was crazy for up to like Tuesday. It's been crazy. You know what I mean?
They had 2 other suspects in custody. They found the third.
They just got the third one. Yeah, they just got the third one the other day. That's how I found out they were juveniles.
That's why I don't like. One person had a gun. One person shot and killed this man. Why the other 2 jammed up?
Well, I believe that they let the other 2 go.
Okay, good.
I believe they let the other 2 go.
Because there wasn't no robbery or nothing. Like, no, we all going down for it.
Tell you the truth, I believe they all gonna get off. I believe the shooter's gonna get off too.
Yeah, if he's not a felon or whatever. Yeah.
The man followed them off the bus and swung on him.
Yes.
Once you commit a felony in a group setting, Everybody in the group setting goes.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. They'll lock them up. But when it come down to what it come down to, I believe they all gonna walk.
Hopefully they don't have records already.
I believe
but it's a lot more like that with premeditated crimes.
And he chasing me and my friends and swung on one of them.
Which is sad.
Well, then if that happens and that's the way it goes, then it'll be self-defense and they will walk. But ain't nobody said anything about self-defense. They got the camera and everything. The cameras are all around the bus. So they should be able to see what's going on the outside of the bus as well as on the inside of the bus.
So they're playing on there. So what they playing right now is the whole, they probably looking for funding. You know, it's a whole publicity thing now. They probably looking for funding because they saying the the operators need to be more protected and this, that. So they doing that right now.
You can't protect the bus driver outside the bus.
The tape is the tape. The tape definitely the tape. I ain't making this up. The tape. My people's watch the tape. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. That's how I got that information. I'm like, what? I didn't think all of that happened. I was just saying he was crazy for engaging in a conversation with them about the fear.
Whatever that.
I didn't know.
But does that mean he should be killed?
No, but if your employer hasn't given you a gun to defend yourself, you don't need to be that overzealous. Like, sit down. You're not a cop. You're not whatever. Like, why are you doing that much?
I don't even care if they gave me a gun. I ain't doing it.
Whatever they're asking you to do. I got
should he have been shot?
Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah, it's like it's fucked up, but it's like I don't understand. I was listening to my manager's instructions. Your manager didn't give you a gun. Your managers don't care if you drop dead. Like your manager just gonna try to, act like a good manager. Like it's just everybody trying to act like they're good at what they do. Like people.
So BJ, let me just add a little color to that too. They said it was a sister that trained him, and the sister's supposed to have our sister kind of attitude, that don't play attitude. They disparse our black women with that so much it's ridiculous. Why all of our women got to be angry black women? And when somebody gives you a playbook, you got to be able to have discernment to pick out of that what you can use and the things you can't use. You got to customize that stuff. So I'm not going to blame another woman for her telling him, get your fare, to you being ridiculous, getting up, getting off the bus, chasing people down. I don't think she said none of that. She said none of that. So let's leave the sister out of it and tell whoever told you that to think twice before they go out here and start talking about how irritated our black women are, the reason why they act the way they act. And then let me just go and throw this out there. And the reason why they act like they act is because of us. Because of us. But we want to talk about their
again. He said that because
no. That ain't going on record. That's just I said that.
But I think it's more likely than not. I think it's more likely than not that, and I want to ask a question to you guys. If my understanding of men is that in such a situation, if a bus driver gets into an altercation with a bunch of younger men and they start talking crazy in a way where like they cursing his mother or just going like, the worst possible shit you could say to a man to bruise his ego and make him want to like fuck you up. A man's ego is gonna feel like he needs to get out of that bus and stand up for himself, especially if it's related to your mom, your wife, whatever the fuck they might be saying. Like, I don't even know how it is. It's also a cultural difference. In Arabic, all the insults are about mom and woman. But I feel like it's more likely than not that they just said something to him to where his ego felt like if he sat down in that bus and drove off, he would feel like a little bitch. And that feels like a much more compelling reason for you to get out of a bus than because I was listening to my manager because my manager want me. Like, as Don said, you customize what your manager says.
It's funny you say that because that actually I forgot that part. In the midst of the argument when he was off the bus, the mother thing did come up. The little kid said something. The juvenile said something towards his mother, which made him swing on her.
Bro,
like
47.
Your mother's a dead bitch.
This is literally what I see my whole life. The second you see that,
whatever it was something like that, which made the dude react like that.
So leave the sister out of it, like Don said, and let's work on male fragile egos and how to not give a fuck if somebody talk about your mother because they got a gun on them.
Right, I mean, somebody that don't know me, I could care less what he's talking about. He don't know me. I just need to de-escalate this issue, get them off my bus, and go on about my day so I can get home to my family.
And that's what people need to teach their sons, how to de-escalate and not feel like every time somebody slights you in any way, you got to respond and you got to be that man. You got to prove something to yourself. You can prove it to yourself. You don't got to prove it to other people.
What do you think somebody gonna do?
He was negligent because he put the other passengers at jeopardy.
Exactly.
They weren't thinking about the other passengers. They just wanted to ride, and then they didn't want to let them do it.
You know how these kids, if he hadn't got off the bus and they start shooting, bullets go anywhere.
Oh, well, guess what though? If they were gonna do that, they would have did that without him taking the fare away. If they was intending to just shoot
that's why
people on the bus, they shot him because he got off and escalated the situation. Yeah. They could have shot him off the bus. They didn't have to wait till he got off. They could have shot him right there in the driver's chair if they wanted to just kill him. But he came out the bus and he tested their hoodness.
Right.
Forget about the male ego. They from the hood and might have been associated with some people that if you let someone talk to you like that, you can't come back to the set. Right. You can't let him get away with that. That's what that was all about. Because none of that was big enough to kill somebody over. No. None of
that. Also after that, the bus drivers that did come to work, the operators that did come to work because after that they had to pay overtime, triple overtime to get people to work because so many people called out. Yeah. So it was another situation. I think that Sunday where an operator was late picking up people by the mall, and I think South DeKalb Mall or something, and the guy got on the bus and told the operator, asked the operator why they was late. Yo, why you was late? Start beefing the operator. Operator, I forgot what they told me the operator said, but then the dude said, yeah, you see what happened to your homeboy, you'll be next. So these are the type of people they're dealing with in Atlanta also, in East Atlanta also. You know what I mean? Bro, that operator, check what the operator did. That operator
got off the bus,
parked the bus, got off the bus, and went in the Kohl's.
Y'all got it.
And went where?
Went into Kohl's clothing store.
Department.
It was by the mall.
And called his back up.
Yeah.
I would have just started running.
And called and stuff. So
it's your bus now, sir. You got it.
Yeah. So it's just a whole domino effect to all types of sides of what's going on. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question. Let's say you driving the bus, guy get on the bus and say, man, and he cursed. Why the F are you late? You can't just, man, it's rough out here. You know this Atlanta traffic, man. It's just brutal out here. I'm just trying to get it done, man. That's how you talk to a brother that talk like that right there.
Don, that's exactly what I told my peoples that was telling me everything that happened. I say, yo, the thing is, I don't know where these people are from or what kind of, I don't know. But I said, yo, me personally, I would have told them, you lucky I came at all. fuck is you talking about now? You either gonna get on this bus or you gonna get off because I'm gone. Right. You lucky I came at all. Hurry up and get your ass on this bus before I pull off. Right. That would have changed the whole outlook of a lot of things when you know what I mean? But everybody is their own person, man.
And they're also mad young. Like sometimes the way you learn how to talk, you learn it through age. Would you have said the same thing when you was 16, either of you? Like I feel like 16-year-old kids like are more likely to not know how to.
You know, that was too young.
It's all about what you're risking. When I was growing up at 16, I played basketball and wanted a scholarship. So I had to monitor my actions and what I said, no matter what. No matter where I was or who tried. There were always people that would like to start a fight so you can get suspended. And when you get suspended, you can't play. You got to understand traps when they're coming at you.
It's a new day now, though. It's a new day, man. It's like that's a fact, though, Don. And it's like the bus driver got to be, he got to be aware of who he dealing with.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? To change the whole narrative of that situation, like B said. I'm like, damn, they make the nigga laugh. Like, yo, bro, what's good?
Yes.
You got to talk their language.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's the only way they're gonna understand what you know what I mean, and they ain't gonna take no offense.
Nigga, you lucky I came at all. Fuck you talking about?
Sure.
I might have asked him for a pound right when I said, "Look at that dog, man. Look at him rough."
You feel me, Don? Like, real talk, bro. I might have tried to dap him. Yo, y'all niggas, all right? Well, y'all smell good, boy. I might have shot something to him. You know what I mean? Just to throw them off what they on, because they might have been on some. They might have been on some catch and wreck anyway. Who knows?
And that's when you throw in the courtesy ride. I tell you what, dog. All right, come on, man. I'm giving you a courtesy ride. I ain't got time for all that right now. Come on,
you feel me?
This 250 free.
They definitely would have got the courtesy ride with me. They definitely would have got the courtesy ride with me.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Definitely. Well,
we different though. We different though. See,
I was 19 years old working at Starbucks, and the problem my store manager had, she called me in the back. The problem, her hardest problem was scheduling all of us. because everybody wanted to work my shift. So she called me back then and was like, I was a supervisor. She may be supervising like 3 months. I was a supervisor. She called me back in the back and was like, yo, what are you doing on your shift that everybody wants someone to work your shift? I was like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about, Molly. I don't know. I don't know why everybody want to work my shift. You know why everybody wanted to work my shift? Because I didn't give a fuck about nothing. Everybody did what they wanted to do because we got the job done. I let people do their thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give a fuck about none of them people stuff. I didn't care. We rocked out. I brought the radio from the back, and the front was playing R. Kelly. Chocolate Factory just dropped. The customers. I worked on the store I ran was on Spring and Varick. You should know where Spring and Varick is, Nor. It's right on the corner, not too far from where the World Trade Center used to be. We used to be packed.
Yeah.
Man, all them customers in there used to be dancing to R. Kelly. White people, nothing but white people and foreigners, because it was a beauty shop around the corner. Bunch of foreign white women. You know what I mean? Young white
Financial District?
Some modeling stuff. But anyway.
What part of Manhattan is that? Financial District?
Spring and Varick Street is right there by right there. I know Canal Street is over there. I don't know what part. That's like
I guess that's fine. I think
east side or something. It's like by the village.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had that spot rocking, bro. But I didn't care about nothing. First of all, you know, I'm counting shit and adding shit up and taking shit out the register and all that. First of all, I got some other shit going on here. So I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what's going on in this store. Everybody, I was like that young. Man, I don't care about these people's shit, bro. This ain't mine, man. I'm not about to argue, fight, die over these people's shit. No. So I would have never been in that situation, bro, because I just know me. I would have let them little niggas ride. I'd have let them ride, bro. But
I feel like generally the amount of violence in America that I read on the news that's just an unprovoked random altercation in the street like that, I feel like it's really high here. And I just feel like my head, because of all these stories that I've read where like somebody dies over a parking spot, like in Bed-Stuy, I don't know, when I was living in Bed-Stuy like a few months ago, some guy shot a couple because they took their parking spot at Home Depot. And it's like the amount of random altercations that end up in death in America is just terrifying. So I just always assume that every American has nothing to lose, because it feels like people are really willing to lose their whole life over an argument over a parking spot or a bus or a fare. Like
some of them don't. Some of them don't have nothing to lose.
I assume that everybody does it, and just like even in the parking spot, if somebody want to take my spot, I'm gonna drive off. Like take my spot.
A large majority of them don't.
There's nothing you can say to me that's gonna make me get off of that bus. And you already showed me you got a weapon.
Especially just knowing that he got a weapon, like that's crazy.
At any age, definitely at 46, but he got a gun and I ain't got one. I'm not arguing with him.
Nah, for sure, bro.
I'm not arguing with him if I got a gun. I'm trying to avoid that nonsense.
Straight up.
Yeah, your responsibility is to make it home.
To avoid that nonsense.
Hey, I got a question for you, Don, because you and Noah wasn't here last week. But Will said,
"I'll be damned."
Will said black women are unmarriable. What you think about that, dog?
This is exactly why he supports Trump.
Yeah, I can't paint all black women with that broad brush, because I also know we don't even get any sense till we're about 30. And they're trying to deal with us at about 22, 23, when we right out of college, or at that young age. They go through all of that with us. And then we don't grow up to about 30 in our 30s when we even start thinking like we got some sense. So, you know, some of us not marriable. I just think that's just...
No, don't listen to the propaganda. He was saying that a group of black women were upset
I need to put
about the athletes, the black athletes choosing white women.
Them football players, especially. The guy from the Commanders proposed to his white girlfriend.
Yeah.
And black women were upset again about that.
A person had the right to love and marry who they want to, no matter who that is. And excuse me for saying this too. A lot of our high-end actresses, black women, they got white husbands, but we just don't emphasize that. Halle Berry, who she married when she married the model from overseas, he was white. Didn't nobody say nothing. You know, so you had that. All you gotta do is go out here and look her. You see an actress on TV, go look her up, and I guarantee you, she's more than likely got a white boyfriend or a white husband. And we don't say nothing about that because we ain't sitting around nitpicking on that. But my boy up at the Commanders don't owe nobody in. He probably was dating this girl when he was at LSU. When no sister talked to him.
Yeah, they was together since like high school. Actually, he was in the NFL, then got cut, got injured or something, and then came back. Like he wasn't even supposed to still be in the NFL, and she was there the whole time. So, you know what I mean? She deserved it. I get she deserved it.
Well, she paid her dues.
She paid her dues.
She paid her dues.
Do y'all think?
Let me say one other thing, BJ, before you go on. Let's not forget. A lot of this stuff happened in rural, like the University of Georgia, LSU, Alabama. It happened in these states, right? Do you know how much heat the white girl is taking for stepping across that line too? She can't even take him home.
She probably ostracized, yeah.
So she's making a huge leap by even taking an opportunity to even date the guy because she don't know how her parents, certainly grandparents, are gonna feel about that, and living in the South in the United States.
Yeah.
So I think people need to take some of that under consideration too, because you don't know what she gave up. She might have had to give up. They might have told her, guess what? Your inheritance is done. Because that's how they roll. They take the money away from you when you don't act right.
Right.
You Zah, you think marriage is best for man or woman?
It's best for women. I think it's best for women.
What you think, Noah?
Men.
Yeah, get out of here, Noah. Get out of here.
Have you ever seen what a single man looks like? What a single man's house look like? I've walked into a lot of single men's houses. This shit did not look like a house. Men don't know how to live. Men don't know how to do.
You know what?
You ain't visited here.
You know what? You got a point. You have a point.
Men don't know how to have a home.
I
Men
never
don't
thought
know how
about
to
it
live
like that.
wholesomely. Like men just be doing shit all the fucking. Like they just need that grounding, that big some pretty shit, like just frames on the wall, like just shit that makes you feel a little like life is a little better than it is. Like men are would just move. Like I've seen so many people that just have like the functional furniture in their house, like a couch and a TV. Like that's just how men think. They're just so functional.
That's all we need.
What else?
But that's crazy though. That's crazy too though, because that's how I feel like my pops is though. My pops like that. He probably married like, I think my pops married like 3 times in like a year and a half.
Get it, Pop.
That's crazy, right?
In
like
a year and a half.
The whole thing was
Pop's marrying anybody. Pop's marrying anything that is taken.
When I came home, bro, and I went over his crib, bro, like his wife died from COVID, and my pops caught it too. But she ended up dying and shit. So I'm leaving the halfway house in the morning, like I'm going to work, but I'm going to take care of Pops. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bro, Pops didn't even know how to work the heater. Do you hear me? He couldn't work the microwave. He couldn't work the oven. I'm like, bro, what was you doing, bro? Like my pops was really like lost, bro, without a woman. He didn't know how to pay the bills. Bro. So she, Nora is she saying some good shit too though.
How many men do you know that can cook like 5 times a week or 6 times a week that can just like cook meals for themselves? I don't know more than like probably 10% of men that I know can cook for themselves.
I don't need no meal.
I cook for myself every day. On the podcast, and I don't clean my house. I get a house cleaner to come clean it, so it gets clean and it's organized.
How many men do you know that can afford that?
Yeah, well, I probably shouldn't be doing it, but you got to figure out a way to get it done. There's a lot of things we do. If we move money from that to that, we could make that happen. Like I got liquor in the cabinet. If I would stop buying that, I'll probably get some other stuff. But I believe it's beneficial to men because when we slow down and focus, we're at our best. And the only thing that makes us slow down and focus is when we get serious about who we're in a relationship with. Not we just hitting it. Not we just going out, but if you serious about the woman you with and you slow your roll down, you stop taking chances, you start staying out late at night. That means you get to work on time the next day, which means you'll do better at work. I just know a woman gives us a level of discipline that we don't have when we just hanging out with the boys.
There's some nasty women out there too, though. There's some dirty women too out there that don't give a fuck how the crib look. You know what I mean? Don't care about cooking or nothing. My man in Milwaukee, bro, he cooks the meals every day. Old lady sat home and wait for him to cook. Wow. So, I mean, in a lot of ways, bro, but, I know the narrative of that is you know, is lopsided. You know what I'm saying?
I
know
he
a
work
lot
a
of men don't
full-time
do the
job.
cooking.
He work a full-time job too?
He a trucker too, B. He do the box truck thing, you know what I'm saying? He go out at night and stuff like that, but he's in the morning up with the breakfast, the grits. He coming home, putting it roast, you know what I'm saying? He doing the whole night. I'm like, bro, you tripping.
She putting it on it.
I ain't mad at him. I guess she can't cook and he don't want to eat her food. You know what I mean? So
that's different.
I can tell you this from being somebody that does cook. I done ran into women that can't cook. I don't want them to cook. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I love you that much. And you ain't got to cook.
Yeah, you changed the story, baby. I care so much about you. I handle that. You do so much. You know, I don't want to eat them hard biscuits.
Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless allegedly offered to pay $1.5 million to sleep with Fox 1 hairstylist.
Man, I like Skip, man.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
1.5 million. I don't see what the problem is, Dawn, but I guess that's sexual assault. I don't even know what the charge is, bro. But he's being charged.
Wait a minute, for offering to pay her or doing it and then trying to pay her off?
It's in a civil, I think it's a civil suit.
Yeah, I don't think he got criminal charges.
I think it's a civil suit.
On what grounds? I offer you $1.5 million to go to bed with me. That's a crime?
Yeah, you either take it or you don't.
It's involving Skip Bayless and Joy Taylor and others.
But he didn't force anybody to do anything. He just put some money on the table. Let's not forget Indecent Proposal. That happened years ago when somebody wanted to have sex with Britney Spears. It was a millionaire. He offered her $1 million when she first came out to have sex with him. Nothing happened to him. I took y'all back. Y'all probably was in diapers when that took place.
So he's just being sued by a former hairstylist, allegedly sexual battery retaliation.
Sexual battery sounds like
she got fired. She got fired, and she's saying that's the reason why they fired her.
Well,
there we go.
That's her boss too.
He stopped getting his hair cut and his makeup done by her, so she was not needed.
So he cut her off.
Yeah, he was rejected, and if I don't really approach women like that, but I don't like rejection either. So if I'm trying to flirt with my hairstylist and she ain't with it, I'm gonna go find a different hairstylist because you already told me no. I'm embarrassed now. I ain't gonna keep coming back around.
I don't know. I'll be a little different there. I'll be like, oh, that's what she thinks she's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep working on this. She gonna break. I'm going to get her.
Now, if I'm a breaker. On 1.5, she ain't going.
I'm a breaker. Well, okay, 2. But if you my girl, money is in this. Why we putting a number on this? I'm gonna take care of you forever, baby.
I'll change your life.
I gotta see how she proved that. I gotta see the text messages or something. How he come up with that number? 1.5 million.
That's what they were saying on the Breakfast Club. Like, did he start at 1.5 or did he offer her 10 and then 50 and kept going up? Because who's starting off at 1.5?
Somebody who want to win.
And that's some dangerous pussy, boy. I don't want that.
Keep it.
Bro, you got to see the picture of Shorty too. She is 1.5.
You're right.
That shit is insane.
Well, then when you say that, guess what I think?
1.5.
There's already been some stuff going on between them. He just tried to offer 1.5. They probably quiet it, make it go away.
But didn't Shannon Sharp sleep with her already?
Oh, Zah. I forgot. That's what supposedly had.
That's why he was mad at her.
That's why he fired her. Supposedly he found out that Shannon Sharp already knocked her down. Probably took out, he gave about 500 or something and knocked her down. So he got mad and fired her. That's the other side of the story too. He found out Shannon Sharp done already knocked her down.
Right.
That's why Shannon was off the show.
So he mad because he don't have the same kind of swag that he can't get it. So he mad.
Yeah, that's what basically that's about.
He always been jealous of Shannon Sharp anyway. Yeah,
all these guys millionaires and they run around being jealous of each other by the women that they can see. Boy, that's ridiculous. Man, they don't even understand what the everyday person have to go through with. If I'm a millionaire, I'm not worried about the kind of woman I'm going to get. I'm going to get the one I want. It may not be the one that's doing my hair right now. Yeah. But I'll get the one I want because I got the resources to be in the places.
As a millionaire, you could get any woman you want, man.
That's a fact. I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah,
I have some listeners that say they can't be bought.
As a millionaire and as a millionaire and you're on TV, I'm willing to bet you batting 97 percentile, man.
Facts. Well, here's why I don't believe that too. If I'm
that woman sees you on TV too and know you're a millionaire, she's going, man.
Yeah, but if I'm going after her, she ain't broke. I ain't gonna be a millionaire going after a broke chick. So how do
that's what I said, Don? I said that.
Yeah, so my money ain't gonna be all that it is because I got my own money.
Yeah, I'm going. Give me a surgeon or something, a lawyer or something, man. Yeah.
Well, then that's why I used to say that about athletes. Why don't they go get a surgeon, a doctor, a news reporter? But guess what? I have to happen.
Boring.
You have to think when you have a conversation. Your conversation have to be done intelligently. You can't just talk about BS all the time.
You gotta bring something to the table.
Are you ready for that? Nope. That's what happens there.
But you don't even have to be intelligent. All you gotta do is have a personality.
They don't have that. They used to make money talking.
Man.
All you gotta do is have a personality.
Be a good
I
listener.
don't know. A millionaire woman needs more than that.
Cause broke niggas get rich women all the time.
Every day.
That's another game right there. That means they paying to get here. Just like we pay, like Skip tried to pay her. Women will do the same thing when they got money. They find them a stud. And then they can control him because we gonna follow the money.
Yeah.
We'll do more for the money than a woman would do.
Hey, look at Noah. Noah say, yeah. No, that's what you did. No, you got your stud.
Nah, it's never been my game, but it's definitely two of my best friends' games.
yeah. They're like, hey, he's breaking that back like I want it broke. So I ain't worried about nothing else right now. I got my money. All I need is he enamored with me? That's what they're looking at.
Matter of fact, no, this woman was fired for refusing the vaccine. She just got awarded $12.7 million. But you and Don took the vaccine. See, y'all could have got 12 million.
DJ, I would have been rotting in Jordan. I wouldn't have set foot in this country.
You let me know when she get it. I don't care what she awarded. Let me know when she get it.
Yeah.
Cause it gonna be she ain't getting no 12 million because she lost her job. First of all, you gotta be making enough money for me to feel like you lost that. Most people in the world ain't even worth 12 million. So why am I gonna give a person 12 million and make $80,000 a year?
Probably because they never found a job from COVID. Like sometimes the damages can be increased if consequential damages based on during COVID you lost a job, you couldn't get another job for 2 years, 3 years. Like the damages could get really high from.
If I'm the attorney, I'm not. My client is not responsible for your future earnings. If you're telling me you lost earnings because I fired you, how much did you lose? And
they
how
gotta
did
be
you get to a
foreseeable.
figure of 12 million when you wouldn't have made 12 million in your whole career? So when people get killed, they do that too. When people are killed, go to surgery and die on the operating table, and you want to sue the hospital, they're gonna look at your potential earnings when they start talking about what your losses really are.
They look at everything, your education, with your parents' jobs.
Well,
injury, like with things, lawsuits like that, it's very inflated. Like how many people you know that had a bullshit accident, got 7 sessions of physical therapy, and came out with 10 grand? Like it's always inflated.
Well,
like,
10 grand don't even hit a blip on it. Ain't nowhere close to 12 million. Let
me add some context to it. Let me add some context to it right quick. A federal jury awarded $12.69 million on November 8th to a former IT employee for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan after finding that it refused her religious accommodations request to be exempt from 2021 COVID-19 vaccine mandate, and then fired her because of her religion.
Oh, that's different.
She was making money, and she gonna get her 12 million. It's gonna take a while to get her money.
Yeah, she was definitely making some bread, but not no 12 million.
No.
Yeah, but still, it's also because of a religious reason. Like with things like that, what do you mean?
They added all that on top of it, and she's Catholic.
Of course, you're gonna add that because you want to win the lawsuit. You got to say why you wouldn't take it. The number one thing to stand on is religion. So now when I fire you, you can say I fired you for religious reasons. Let's look at all of that. So when they do the appeal, when somebody's sensible listen to the case, all that's gonna get flipped around. I'll put $100 on that today for anybody that want to take that bet. She will not get 12 million. She may not get 5. If she's working in IT, which I do, She can be the top one on the food chain. She ain't making no more than 200, 250. And so if I take 250 into that settlement right there, damn, was she gonna work for me forever?
How much money, Don?
What, for the IT?
How much you betting? How much are you betting?
$100 that she don't get it.
All right, I'll take it.
All right, cool. I should have said 1,000 then. All right.
I should have said 1,000.
I wouldn't have taken that.
That's crazy, man.
I'm telling you now.
I think I ain't gonna front. No, they might bring that down. No,
I need
Let me
to
tell you what
read
I'll do. Let me tell you what I'll
bring
do if I
that
was
down.
them.
That is a lot.
Let me tell you what I'd do if I was them. I'll keep stretching it out till after a while, she gonna need the money.
Yeah,
then she gonna take my settlement.
I think she'll get about $2 million.
Now, okay, she can get $2 million. That's 10 years of working for me. Okay. Okay. And you better prove that you better be glad nobody else better work for the company that practiced the same religion that she does and took the shot. All right.
Oh yeah, that's another. Yeah,
that's what they're gonna go do. They're gonna go find those people that took the shot. They got the same religion.
Make it a
they
civil
didn't fire
lawsuit.
them for their religion.
They're gonna make it a civil lawsuit.
Well, it's gonna have to be civil anyway because she out for money.
I mean, not civil, class action lawsuit.
Oh well, if that was the case, it'd have been other women already jumped on there. That's why
they're gonna find about 20 more people. All you need is 20 people.
Yeah. They ain't fired 20 people because of their religion, and everybody knows that's the #1 way to end up in court. But their attorney is smart to connect the two. It was my religion why I didn't take it, so you fired me for my religion.
Yeah.
Okay. Tomato. Okay, but I can guarantee you this: I didn't fire you because where you go to church. I don't even know where you go to church. All I know, we are a healthcare industry. We got a vaccine out here that we want America to take, and we got to lead by example.
And who gonna pay out of who pockets is that coming? That should be the fucking government. It's not gonna come out the company pockets. They were enforcing a government mandate.
Maybe she'll come out better suing the government then.
Yeah, and then she's more likely to get that 12 million. But
then we got a real big class action because now you're covering the entire United States.
It is the government fault.
Yep, that's a fact.
Y'all, President Elon Musk came out with these what is that?
Neuralink, the Neuralink brain chips.
It got a green light from the FDA. They approve it. The FDA approves anything.
That shit is crazy. It's a movie.
Y'all putting these brain chips. Y'all put that vaccine, and y'all might as well go all the way out.
Just for some context,
y'all might as well go. Y'all might as well go ahead with the brain chips.
We're not giving it to everybody for context, BJ. The humans that it's been tested on before, I think it's been 2 humans so far, and one of them couldn't had a permanent disability. He couldn't see, and it was the first time when they inserted the chip. It was to cure permanent, incurable, chronic disabilities, and it worked. And literally, the coats of the guy that had never, I don't want to bullshit. I can't remember what thing I think he couldn't see. I think he was blind. But when he started talking about it, he was like, I can't imagine that they might take this chip away from me after I've started to see for the first time in my life. And then they was having to take it out because it was just a trial run. But he was like, it's I can't explain how horrible it is to give somebody a brain chip that fixes their whole life problem and then take it away.
So they gave him the chip to give him vision, then took the chip out his brain?
Yeah, because they needed to do more testing. It's not in the market yet. It was just the first time they was testing it and it worked. But just the fact that he could do that and the fact that he has authority to do that is crazy. And I don't know how it's crazy. It's such an insane innovation to insert a chip that literally the way it works is also crazy. It just opens so many doors as to what they could use these chips for in the future.
Elon is a beast, man. President Musk, man.
He's crazy. Even the shit he was doing with the monkeys, he's had monkeys. There's whole videos online of these monkeys playing video games with their brain. They just think, and the shit moves where it wanted to move, and they win the game with their brains. It's such a phenomenal idea that is working so well, so fast. He started talking about this shit less than 5 years ago, and it's already in somebody's head. No, probably 10 years ago, less than 10 years ago.
What you think, Zah? You messing with the Neuralink brain chip?
Damn right, that shit is deep, bro. Elon is a magician, bro. That's big what he bringing to the scene.
You getting
it wouldn't have happened with it wouldn't have happened with Biden.
Would you let them put one in you?
I might pass on it. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't think it's a bad idea. I probably wouldn't do nothing like that because I know they're gonna come down the line. They're gonna say, "Oh, this causes cancer." Some gonna come about it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some negative to it. You know, just like this, like the shot was. You know, people dying behind it, COVID shot, and it's gonna be the same thing, bro. Because like you said, you ain't did enough study on it, on what it does or what it won't do, or what what the effect that it have on you later on. You know, until somebody say that, or you know, how many years it's been, you know, they had it in the lab or been working on it and what it's doing. It's hard for them to, you know what I'm saying? FDA gonna approve anything anyway, like you said. They don't care because they getting paid.
They approve anything.
Anything.
Dawn, you in IT, man. What you think, man? That joint might have you like Tom Cruise in Minority Report. You might just be doing all types of stuff. You might be able to teleport by the time they get done with you.
I don't know whether a chip is any different than them giving you medicine when you go to the doctor. So we'll put things in our body all the time that we're not sure where the source is. All the way to.
But in your brain,
when people snorting cocaine, where is that going? And where did it come from?
We back
We
on
already got
cocaine.
pacemakers in the heart and shit like that. We got shit in the heart. I feel like it should matter more.
Nah, that goes straight to your brain for sure. That's going right up your nose.
That's what I'm saying.
This is what I used to say all the time to people. Because I remember back in the days, people used to be like, yo, I snort cocaine. I don't smoke no crack. I used to be like, nigga, cocaine gotta be worse than crack. Cocaine is in its purest form and you sniffing it and it's going straight to your brain.
Facts.
Opposed to smoking crack. I don't know why they end up more fucked up off of crack than cocaine, but
crack is more addictive.
Crack is diluted.
More addictive though, because you're smoking it. More addictive.
Because they smoking it.
Yeah, right. And now you hooked. Now I got you coming back all the time. When you snorting, you might say, well, you know, I'm going out tonight. I want to stay up. Then you might do it. You use a little bit more discernment.
Do a little bump.
Yeah. But when you smoking, you looking on the floor for pebbles.
Yeah, that's how I don't understand how.
And it's like a 10-minute high. You're gonna chase that all day.
And it's cheaper. So the problem with it though is that our people are being incarcerated for it as if it's a different product than powder cocaine when it's a derivative of powder cocaine. That's what's effed up right there.
That's the problem.
Because guess what? More of us do the smoking and more of them do the tooting. All right, so the tooting, that's not a big major crime there.
Yeah.
But if you smoking, I'm gonna put you in jail for a $10 rock.
Facts.
In the feds. They was putting them boys in the feds for a crack rock.
Yeah.
There's a package downstairs.
We got last episode we had asked this question. Nora, do you think gay couples should be allowed to adopt kids?
Yeah, I do. I think I just feel like the statistics on what people do to their adoptive children, if you actually look at it, there's no real difference between gay couples and straight couples. It's just a lot of both of them do fucked up shit to adoptive kids. And I also think a loving home is better than no home. Like, there's people in foster homes waiting to be adopted. You can tell them, no, I'm sorry. Turn out they like sucking dick. You're not gonna get adopted. Like, a loving home is a loving home. And it don't matter what their sexual preference is, it still could be a better home for them than being in foster care where nobody loves you.
Another gay couple in Atlanta just killed their 8-year-old daughter a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
this comes like a week after we was talking about the other gay couple, the two white men. It's two black women this time. It was the two white men like last week that got 100 years for they had adopted two boys, and they was abusing them and raping them and selling them to other men and child pornography and all types of stuff. So that's where the question came from.
If it was a white straight couple, the article wouldn't have said that they're white, and it wouldn't have said that they was straight. Whenever it's gay or of color, they're gonna make it seem like that's the news article. Gay couple kills adoptive kid, black couple kills adoptive kid.
It should be off limits, though. It should be off limits, but the whack world that we got, man, you know what I'm saying? You can't even talk about a gay dude or a gay woman. You can't. It's supposed to be a freedom of speech, but you can't even speak it in public like that. There's gonna be some repercussions. But there's nowhere in the world that a gay couple should be able to have some kids, bro, to adopt some kids, bro. It's like, that's crazy, bro. To me, that's insane, bro.
Yeah, I
But
said
they're
no.
not going to do it because a lot of the world is gay.
I said no too. What you think, Don?
I'm with Nora. It ain't something I like. It ain't something that I would prefer.
Me neither.
It ain't something that I would be a proponent of, but I don't feel like I got the right to deny people. And those men that did the things that they did, obviously they wasn't screened properly. When nobody, you need to go back into the home and check after you place people in these homes. You don't just put them out there and say, good to go. You pass all the stuff up front, that nothing can go wrong after this. So it sounds like we got a bad way of adoption, but
yeah, the system is fucked up.
100%. Yeah.
A lot of people already, my pops, like it seemed like 2 or 3 of my pops' wives, man, was always adopting kids. And I used to ask my pops, man, like, yo, what are y'all doing? But for real to me, a lot of them, bro, them women get a bag of money for them adopted kids, bro. Yeah. And they take advantage of that, bro. Like they don't get that much money.
They don't get that much. What it is they get money. They probably get like $1,500 a month.
But that's why they get 5.
They ain't really know.
Thank you, Don. That's why they get
as many as they 5. Can get. They don't never get 1.
Well, if they got 5, if they got 5, that's $7,500 a month. Yeah, that's
a lot of money, and it takes $1,500 to feed all 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
now I'm
still got to close
making profit on 3 of the heads, and 2 of the heads paying for everybody else.
Yeah, they don't close.
The money going in my pocket, and I ain't got to go to work.
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah,
and they be having them kids looking terrible, bro. I ain't gonna
cap. They do.
They ain't get nothing, bro. Like they barely get a bowl of cereal in the morning. I'm just being honest, bro. What I was seeing, the kid in the room all day, nobody. They not, it's not no interacting with. I'm just, bro. It's bad, bro. That's a bad thing, bro. For kids.
Like similar to what Don said, it's not something I would go out and advocate for, but it's better than the alternative because those foster homes are worse.
Yes,
that's like little mini prisons for them kids.
Yeah,
and they getting abused in there every day.
They have a chance.
They'll probably have a better chance with the gay couple than in the system.
Yeah, I'd probably be
home, they being abused by the adults that run the house, the other children and everything. So at least that the odds is better at this gay couple house.
Yeah.
But why we can't find some good people? Why we just can't find some straight people to get the kids in there? Why it got to be the gay?
Because they're having kids. They're making them. Straight people got what it takes to make a kid.
But a lot of them still can't have kids. You know what I'm saying?
Not a lot. It's like, but when you look at the numbers, it's not really that many couples that are, even the ones that can't have kids, most of them have reservations against adoption or will try IVF if they can afford to, or will try other ways. Like most people want to have a baby that look like them. It's just
the system's so screwed up. The good adults probably get rejected from adopting the kids.
That's the crazy part, though, Will.
Something like that, yeah.
But the gay ones won't. Bro,
they married.
It's the world we in, bro. It's the world we in, man. We screwed up, bro.
They'll look at it like this right here. That gay couple, one person home all day. In a traditional marriage, both people are going to work. So they're going to say, oh, I'd rather put them in a house with somebody going to be there all day. Even though they lock them in a room, don't talk to them, don't take care of them. They just think that's a better environment because somebody's home all day. The stay home mom.
Right.
Noah, what's a stereotype people will be surprised you don't take part in? I guess like an Arab stereotype.
I don't even know what Americans think about Arabs. Like I've had people think I go to school on a camel. Like it depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah. All right, think about it. I'll come back to you.
Yeah,
so a black stereotype people will be surprised I don't take part in. I guess it would be like I don't eat watermelon.
That's crazy. I'm still with you though.
Zah, we can still hear you. You gotta put it on mute.
I muted him.
Oh, so a black stereotype people will be surprised I don't take part in is watermelon. I don't like watermelon at all. I don't eat watermelon.
BJ, I don't stay at the home. I work. That's an Arab stereotype I don't take part in. The stay-at-home mom.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Most people think they're gonna get an Arab woman. She gonna stay at home.
Arab women don't work. Yeah, that's true. Jewish women don't work neither.
Yeah.
What you think, Don? What's the black stereotype you don't take part in?
black stereotype assuming that every white person is bad, and that they can't be fair, and that they can't be just, and they can't be a friend because we don't trust no white people at all. That would be one.
Is that a black stereotype though? All black people don't?
Well, I can tell you this much.
Majority
If
black people don't.
My mom age and come from that generation, yes, they don't trust.
Oh, okay.
You can't. They don't want you dating no white girl. They don't want you going through the white community because something's gonna happen to you. Don't ride on any back roads when you're going somewhere because the white police gonna pull you over. Everything about the Caucasian is negative. And
do you blame them though? They closer to it. It's just the generation.
Noah just said that. Noah just said that.
But don't get washed out. By the 5th generation, it's gonna be.
Yes, I understand that, but I know I can't operate in today's society with the same brain set. That's all. You have to adjust, and so you trust but verify with anybody. I don't care who you're dealing with, black or white. You trust them, but you got to verify the stuff.
That's the privilege of being 3rd generation that your parents didn't have and your grandparents didn't have.
And I appreciate it. And I appreciate the knowledge that they give me, because that also lets me know when I encounter that individual how I need to act so it don't escalate. So if they've already told me you don't want to be on a back road at night and get pulled over, okay, if that were to happen, then I know my attitude is gonna have to be the best it can be, because they've already warned me what that can turn into. So I'm definitely thankful that they shared it. Hate they had to go through it, but I'm glad they passed it on so I understand what I'm dealing with. But but just to assume every white person is a bad person is a bad thing, because we won't want someone to do that to us, because we walk in the store with a hoodie on and nobody helps you. We'll usually say that's because we're black. And I got a hoodie, it don't look like I got nothing. So they don't want to wait on me. But they'll go there and wait on the white guy that got a suit on because they think he got something, especially at the car dealership.
I think
that's one of the things that we say. They don't come out and run out there when we walk up, but they run out there when the white guy walk up.
I think social media plays a large part in that too, though, because
this is the only social media I do. So that lets you know how I isolated myself. I ain't on Facebook. I ain't on X. So if you're gonna find me,
you're not the average black person, Dawn. You actually have you actually have logical thinking. You know what I'm saying? Most black people, majority of the black race, moves off emotions.
Yes, most people move off emotions.
Emotional as hell. That's why we fucked up now. Because truth be told, that white boy is the only ally we really got. Don't know if other races fuck with us. I just had this argument with Bert yesterday. He tried to tell me Puerto Ricans are black. Man, them Puerto Ricans hate us more than the white boy, man. Yeah. They do not fuck with us, man. You know what I'm saying? The white boy is actually the only ally we had, even when you go back to slavery and the Civil War and all that. The white boy was helping. Wasn't nobody else
call the white man an ally, BJ? Come on, that's historically inaccurate. Like the white man has been an ally.
No. I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. You got to know the history first. You got to know America's history. That white boy helped us get out of slavery. That white boy helped us. Who
put you in it?
Hold on. That white boy helped us escape slavery and underground. That white boy helped Harriet Tubman and all them get through that Underground Railroad. They was hiding in the basement of white people homes. John Brown and all them. John Brown was killing white people, freeing black people. That white boy helped. That white boy helped. We can't act like black people didn't get out of slavery and get this far on our own. We did not. And to this day.
100%. And that's why when you be telling me, Nora, what do you expect out of your enemy? And I tell you, I expect humanity, because people are not just blobs of white and Israeli and black. There's got to be one person among these that's got a heart and a brain that are working together that can make them just not be as horrific as the rest of the people. It's like we just keep thinking in that like white, like we can't keep generalizing, because yeah, you're right. The only way black people got out was when they managed to appeal to part of their enemy, because you can't deny that white people did contribute to were the biggest reason black people were in slavery. So it's like, that's what you got to do. You just got to keep begging and crying and showing what you're going through until you find somebody empathetic enough to look at you and be like, hey, come stay in my basement. I'm gonna set you free.
No, you do have to put action into it too. But when it comes to ally, and we talking about other races, and I'm talking about, like Dawn just said, we haven't I'll be placating to the bullshit they feeding us because I have not went through nothing my ancestors went through with white people. Nothing. None of it. Actually, more white people helped me than black people, especially when I became, started my own businesses and all that. More white people helped me. I do more business with white people than black people. Good business. Every time it comes up to some bullshit business, it's with a black person. I'm not out here saying, forget my people and white people. I'm not saying all that. What I'm saying is logically, and I'm just looking at it. I'm being aware of what's happening in the world and in my life. The white boy is the only ally we really ever had. That's just the truth. Ain't nobody else help us.
Well, to put a little context behind that, they the only one that could help us because they had everything. So you can only get help from somebody who's holding the coins or holding the merchandise. If you moving merchandise and they're running 90% of the businesses in this country, yes, you're gonna get most of your business from white folks. Yes, you're gonna make most of your money from white people. What we're asking is to let us get in the position to where we own businesses, so we can decide who we want to give money to. That's where the problem is right there. So yes, they help us and they'll let us get to a certain level, but just like most humans, I can't let you catch me though.
100%.
I can let you do well, but I can't let you catch me. You can't turn around and be better than me. At Puff Daddy.
We have plenty of black people that's doing better than white people.
I guarantee you, there's somebody always above them. They ain't at the top. They ain't at the top. Bill Cosby. We thought he was America's dad, right? When he didn't want to sell his rights to NBC, next thing you know, they done brought up a 30-year-old charge on him. So it always somebody above you because they're gonna keep it that way. And you would too if you owned everything.
Of course. That's my whole thing. That's what I'm saying to Noah. They're not gonna lose their position of power just because they're humans.
But they can do.
I'm not even expecting that.
Look at Native Americans. I studied Native American law for a semester, and the shit that they did for Native Americans to make sure that they got their own shit was so calculated and so like such a good play of chess. They gave them the gambling industry, and they gave them land, and they gave them so much land, and the gambling industry is profitable. But what is the gambling industry? A source of fucking addiction and misery for everybody. So they gave them the worst industry they could have possibly gave them. Did they give them the banks? No, the Jews got the banks. Did they give them one? No, they gave them the technically the shittiest industry, but it's a lucrative industry that could shut them up, even though half the time, like every Native American client I work with is just hunting their money. They just got billions of debts all over the world, and they just hunting debt for the rest of their existence, and that's how they make money. But they still got their own shit. At least they got more than what black people got. To my knowledge, black people ain't get shit.
We didn't get anything. We ain't get anything from them. I'm not even advocating them to be our friends and all this. I'm not even advocating that. I'm not looking for anything from white people or black people. I'm just saying, from history up to now, the white boy is the only ally we ever had.
But Dom made a very good point.
Of course, yeah, they on top and they the only ones that probably could have helped us. But there's other races in America that could have helped us too.
Who? The Jews? Who?
When they run everything. The Indians they put on the plantation.
The Asians, the Jews, the Indians, the Arabs, the Puerto Ricans.
What do you mean? All of these are persecuted people that had nothing in America. They had nothing.
You must not have heard what them boys were saying up in Charlottesville. You must didn't hear what them boys were saying up in Charlottesville about the Jews. You will not replace us. Sitting all kind of chance. So
that's Charlottesville though.
That's America. That's America.
But you still got to know.
Institution. That's America.
You still got to know demographics. The Jews is on. First of all, the Jews are only top dog up north. The Jews don't get when you pass Pennsylvania. The Jews ain't talking about shit.
I'm just gonna say this: in America, they ain't top dog nowhere because they ain't letting no one be top dog but them. They may be doing well. They may be doing better than other races, but there's nobody doing better than the white race.
BJ, you underestimate the monopoly that white people got on all this shit in America. It's so no, that's so much. Oh,
I underestimated how.
But I did say they all ain't bad.
Which part do I underestimate?
The bedroom.
Which part I underestimate?
You underestimate how the monopoly that white people have on the privilege to be able to help marginalized and oppressed groups. not the Arabs, nobody else was in a position to not only help themselves. Everybody else was too busy helping themselves. The Arabs, the Indians, anybody. Most other races are of color anyway. Indians had their own bullshit that they was dealing with. Indians are almost 90% dark skin.
So when it comes to the black race, right? Everybody's too busy worried about their own. They can't help.
Nobody was as well positioned to help them but the white person.
Hold on. When it comes to the Palestinians and all that, it's why ain't nobody helping us? When it comes to the Jews, why ain't nobody helping us? Come on.
Yes, because in America, nobody is fighting for their kids to not sleep and be bombed. It's just relative. Black people in America are not going through slavery currently. So when a Palestinian expects solidarity from a black person because their grandparents went through something similar to what they're going through now, that expectation of solidarity comes from a place of they've been through shit. They should know what it feels like to have the entire world against you and trying to bury you under the ground. So that's why there's this expectation, and some black people want to take the position of y'all didn't stand up for us, you did it, whatever. We were across the side of the world. There was no phones, there was no internet. We didn't even know what was happening with y'all. I found out about this. My mom found out about slavery 10 years ago. There was no internet. My mom was climbing. She had no fucking laptop. People underestimate the fact that now that it's globalization and it's technology, and we can see this happening across the world. There is an obligation if you are in a position to help a oppressed community, there is an obligation to help it. And you can't say, no, y'all wasn't there. We couldn't be there. We couldn't even see what was happening to y'all.
That's understandable, right? But it's 2025. We've been having plenty of races in America for the longest. Even when it comes down to Islam, the Arab Muslim don't even respect the black Muslim.
Because they did their own shit with Islam. And Islam is very strict about you change one word of what God is saying and is blasphemy, you done. And people was doing their own things. Americans drink a lot of we just had this. There's this general conception that American Islam, African Islam is different versions of Islam, and Islam is already so divided. What do you mean? The Sunni Muslim can't even fuck with the Shi'i Muslim, and they both Arabs. So it's just these divisions. They weren't about race. They weren't about color. These divisions were just about you disrespecting my religion, in my opinion. You saying that God is this. You saying that God is that. It was just disagreements like that. There's 7 different sects of Islam now. Durzi, Shi'i, Sunni.
In the history of America, however it goes, the white boy has been the only ally of black people. Still to this day. That's how these little black kids are being educated by that white boy. They being fed by that white boy. Free lunch, free everything. All that shit is from the white boy. All that shit.
You got extra lunch to give. We're not going to stop for them because they got that.
Hey, however it goes, that's the reality.
You sound like Samuel L. Jackson in Django.
That's the reality of it. No, I don't. I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Sound like Stockholm syndrome to me.
Fuck no. See, y'all gotta be logical, man. You gotta think. All right, so if that's the case, let's play the game then. Y'all want to play that game? If the white boy is so mad, stop using his shit. Get your kids out of public school. That's the white boy school. Take y'all kids and y'all grandkids out the public schools.
Hold on for a minute.
They give you resources to build your own schools.
The white boy, since the white boy is such our enemy, y'all kids shouldn't be going to public school.
No, we didn't say they were enemy. We just put them in the right perspective. But let me just say this: last time I checked my tax bill, my money was going to the school system here in Gwinnett County. So that's my school too. That ain't just a white man's school. That's my school because I'm funding it every day.
It don't matter. In the Constitution, that's not a constitutional right.
Well,
them public schools is not a constitutional
It's a mandate that I pay my taxes, which 80% of it go to the school system. That's a mandate. I don't pay my taxes.
That's just some bullshit they put in there, though.
Well, it's in there.
Why you look like
it's in
there. And that public school is not a constitutional right. They could take that public school away today. They could take that public school away tomorrow, and what y'all gonna be saying then?
I would say go ahead because it'll be just as many white kids hurt as black. Go ahead, take it.
How y'all gonna educate these black kids then?
Bite your nose and spite your face. Go ahead, take it away. The same way we were educated in slavery, we can educate ourselves if we put out.
We not them type of black people. Stop it. We not them type of black people. Those black people died off already.
I don't agree with that. I'm that type of black person.
The only black people that's left on, the only black people like that, the only black people like that that's left is your mother and them, and my grandmother and them, and my mother and them. Those black people are gone. They gone. speak to the OGs. I'm listening to the people, the Dick Gregory's and all of them. That's where I'm getting my information from. So listen to the OGs. I'm listening to the OGs.
Dick Gregory.
You talking about Samuel Jackson and Stockholm Syndrome and all that. I'm listening to the ancestors. The ancestors said them white people helped them. Fuck what y'all talking about. Them ancestors said that. I'm not making this shit up. Y'all want to play like they the enemy? Hey, y'all want to play like they're the enemy? Cool. Y'all can play like they're the enemy. Don't ask them for help. Don't ask your enemy for help.
Did nobody say they were enemies too? So let's just clear that. Nobody called them.
So what are they, man?
If
they're
you're
not
thinking
allies,
binary. There's something in the middle.
enemies, what are they?
There's something in the middle. Just another party that we don't have to have such a passionate opinion on.
They're another race. They're another race that happen to be in power.
And one thing about me, the same way I'm sitting here and saying the white boy was the only ally for the black race. I'm one of the niggas that got inciting the riot on my record. I got charged with that while I was already in prison.
With
I got re-fingerprinted for that. I got re-fingerprinted for that. So don't get it twisted. I play chess in real life. I can sit here and recognize and realize the reality of what my past, my history, Black American history, and see that they did help. It's white people that actually died for black people.
Man said a master has to feed his slaves.
There's white people. I'm not talking about feeding slaves. So we're not even talking about that. But white people actually died. So what y'all say about the white people that died for black people freedom? What y'all say about the white people that
they're good people everywhere?
What y'all say about the white people that was getting punched in their head, kicked in their head, along with Martin Luther King and them, dogs sat sick on them too, along with Martin Luther King. What y'all say about
every white man was bad.
They wasn't allies?
No, they was exceptions. That's what they were. Exceptions to the general rule that white people ain't shit. Like this.
I didn't say that. But okay.
The revolutionary white people now suddenly represent all of white people. There was white people that was dying for Palestine as well. The fucking Green Party girl was her face. She got arrested in a protest for Palestine. She was white as fuck. Like got no relation to Palestine or anything, but that doesn't mean she's white.
Too emotional. Once again, listen to what I'm saying. White boy is the only ally black people ever had.
Okay.
Black people is the first.
How can you argue that? White people actually died for black people freedom. White people actually got dogs and shit sicked on them too. Look at them old movies not old movies. Look at them old clips when they marching across Alabama Bridge and Mississippi and all that. There's white people.
That's the exception and not the rule. Most white people don't give a fuck.
That would make them an ally.
The fact that the system of slavery was able to persist in normal life and white people was okay with it for so long and there wasn't any white revolutionary willing to die for it shows that generally there was a prevalent sentiment that the value of a black life is lower than the value of a white life, and that was prevalent among white people until someday the sentiment started to change and some people started to rebel against that system.
I'm not even saying
but you
white
can't
people.
just generalize that amongst all white people. I'm just saying that's factually.
You can't generalize nothing, but that's all you've been doing was generalizing. You just said all white people. You're saying white people this, that, white people that. I'm saying the white boy was an ally for black people.
Man said calling them an ally is wild.
Exactly.
Y'all too emotional. White people been helping y'all for the longest. Now all of a sudden calling them an ally is wild. Huh?
That's literally like some.
So if they're not an ally, if they haven't been an ally or made actions prove like shown as allies, then they're our enemies. Then basically, John Brown wasn't an ally.
BJ, if they wanted to be an ally, don't you think black people would have gotten reparations by now if they really wanted to be an ally in the true meaning of the word ally?
Don't I think
America can afford that $300 million for Planned Parenthood? Can't they just redirect that $300 million and be like, black people take $300 million reparations today? Don't you think that's really possible if they wanted to be a true ally in a meaningful sense of the word, and not just fighting on horses? One in a million out of white people is suddenly willing to lose their life for a black person.
I mean, anybody could do that. They could do that for anybody. Black people don't. You got black people that could do that.
They did that for Native Americans. They didn't do that for black people.
They did that for Jews too, and they did it for Asians too.
So why didn't do that for their ally, black people?
Because I know about the system. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they are best friends, but I'm saying compared to everybody else, if compared to all the other races, the white boy had been an ally.
Okay, then we agree with that. We agree with that.
No, we
Compared
won't.
to all the
No,
other
we
races.
won't.
All right. Okay.
No, we won't.
You good? All right.
Puerto Ricans damn sure ain't
acting
do
like
nothing
it's
for black
expectation
people.
for other races to help out when other races been getting dragged by the same big power.
So then that should make us allies then.
No, that forces us to be allies.
That should make us allies then. So why we not allies?
Because people still talk shit like, oh, you wasn't my ally when I needed you, so I ain't gonna be your ally when you need me. Well, I didn't fucking know what was happening. I didn't even have planes. I couldn't get on a plane. I couldn't come to America. What you want me to do from Palestine?
Okay, so you just
free
talking
black
about
people.
you.
What am I gonna do from Palestine?
You just talking about you and your people. There's plenty more races in America.
Try something closer, because distance-wise, considering planes were invented in the 1900s, distance-wise, we was not in a position in the 1900s or the 1800s for anybody beyond the Atlantic Ocean to help out. So I don't know, you got beef with Puerto Rico or Mexico, you got beef with Puerto Rico or Mexico for not standing up for you guys enough. But
No,
you can't
I
tell me
don't
that
got beef
Arabs or
with,
Jews or
I don't
any of
got
those
beef
other
with
races.
nobody. What are you talking about? I don't got beef with nobody.
Not beef. I don't mean beef, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm just talking about if you think that we're not, there's other races that could have been better allies that wouldn't, you're just not comparing it to what each race can do. What white people can do, the potential for what white people can do as allies is so high. They can do anything. They can just make it rain millions. They can, and they have that.
I'm not
But what
talking
did
about
they
that.
do?
That's not what they done.
5% of it.
I'm not talking about that, and that's not what they done. I mean, if someone dies for something that benefits your race, that's not an ally.
No, that's
Y'all
not.
talking about money.
That guy's an ally. The dead guy's an
giving
ally.
black
But
people
the people ain't
300
an ally
million,
because one guy
giving
died.
black people this. Listen, my people ain't have none of that. They have way less than we have right now, and they built all that shit on their own. So I'm not asking white people for nothing. I'm just stating the facts. That's it.
We will not agree to that, man.
Those are the facts.
Always exceptions to the rules, but we have no allies.
That's impossible for black people. Logically, we got to think logically. So Don, you agree with that? We have no allies.
We got what are we calling an ally? We got resources that we can depend on, and they all races that we can go to.
An exception.
I'm not talking about resources. I'm not talking about resources. Forget the resources, because
nobody. Well, that's all I need an ally for. I don't need an ally just because they're friends. I need an ally because they can help me in time of need and the things that I need. That's why you're an ally.
All right, and that's what them white people did.
Okay,
that's what them white people did. So you think black people got out of slavery on their own?
There were a few white heroes, BJ, but that doesn't make the white people an ally.
I'm still waiting on my
few
40
white
acres
people
and a mule.
The black race.
I'm still waiting on the 40 acres and a mule too.
Yeah, if I get my 40 acres, that means I can get some generational wealth because I'll own some land.
I didn't get that. I'm talking about slavery. Y'all talking about 40 acres and a mule.
Well, we're talking about allies. We're talking about allies.
Exactly. That's what being ally is.
On the ally part.
An ally would have gave me what they said they were going to give me.
Facts.
Exactly.
I didn't get that.
An ally help you in any way.
Well, they certainly helped you in a way they promised to do it. They certainly don't turn and not do it.
If white people didn't help black people, we will still be in the situation we was in the 1800s, man.
I mean, white people help every race. That's why they're over there giving money.
I'm not talking about every race. See, y'all keep moving it. I'm not talking about every race.
America made
black people. Black people.
I'm talking about black people in the early 1900s, in the 1800s, allies, even up to now. Allies, the only allies black people ever had was that white boy, man. That y'all claim to be an enemy.
Shit, we built this country. For one, it's way more than we should get. If, like you said, if they said like if we were real allies, if they're real allies to us, we should have more. That's all I'm saying.
That's still not what I'm talking about. Okay, we should have more. Okay,
but
I'm just saying what the overall of what what the discussion was about. I mean, you standing right there with, if they the enemy or whatever. I'm not arguing with what you're saying. But to the narrow eye, you can find some facts out of that it was some help from them. I'm agreeing with you with that, but it's a lot more that could be done.
I remember the story of that white woman that was transporting 3 guys in a car, and they killed her right along with them 3 black dudes.
But it's way more overwhelming stories of them not than they was. Course.
I didn't say all white people.
Right.
Of course. Well, I never said all white people.
Was it a minority or a majority of black
white
people?
boy been the only ally for black people up to date.
Well, that sounds like you're talking about all white people then. You didn't say a specific group. Because if it's a specific group, we all agree with you.
It's never gonna be all. It's never gonna be all.
It was a minority.
Then, so we all agree. Well, we all agree then. Yeah, we
they ain't gotta agree, but it's never gonna be all.
Well, we saying the same thing though. They agree, but because just like the person just wrote in the
exactly. Text. Sprinkles of white allies, minority. BJ, just say the word minority and I'll agree. Minority. Was it a minority of white people or a majority?
I just like to say that white boy, man. What? Everybody up here is talking about how much the white boy ain't do this and white boy do. Y'all ain't had white boy do nothing to y'all.
Because it's relative to how much can the white boy do to me if he wanted to. It's relative.
Relative to what?
They could do so much more. You settling for this? Are you acting like this is what being an ally is?
I'm not settling for nothing because I'm not asking the white boy for nothing. Let's get it straight. BJ ain't never asked the white boy for anything. Let's get that straight. I ain't never asked the white boy for anything in my life. I'm going off of facts, history, and what my ancestors been saying. I'm going from what they've been saying. Y'all going off of emotions. Y'all talking about 40 acres in a mule, 300 million and all this. I'm not talking about that.
Why is that emotion? Why is that emotion?
Let me tell you this. Today,
why is that emotion?
If I get into a situation today and me and this white boy go out and whatever situation we get into, and this white boy die with me, that white boy was an ally. And those are the only people the black people had back in them days, man.
That boy
was that white boy.
Okay.
And it was other races over here too.
BJ, the reason I'm particularly heated on this topic, even though I'm not really affiliated with any of these groups, is because I feel like there's this general sentiment of being grateful for white people for doing shit that they only did because of a thing that they started. Like America was giving us flour dropping out of drones.
That's
flour on us. You were supposed to say thank you, America, thank you for the flour, when they was inducing starvation, and that was the reason why we needed flour to be dropped from a drone, because they blocked all our borders and bombed all the ships.
That's emotion.
I hate the conception of being grateful for the white man for doing shit that he fucking started. He started it. If it weren't for the white man, I wouldn't have needed that help.
I'm not talking about who started it. If you really want to get to
who started it all the
time. Africans and Arabs started the slave trade along with that white boy. So y'all want to go there.
There's a lot of different parts of the world.
Africans and Arabs started that slave trade along with that white boy and that Spaniard. Okay, let's not even go there. Who started it? But what I'm saying is, you're talking emotional, because I never
go there. It was people that wanted to make money off of something that they figured was a lucrative trade. It was people from all sorts of places, from the Ottoman Empire, from Africa. It was people from all races. Even black people was doing it. It was when it started. It was a bunch of different groups that were powerful. And
that wasn't what they was doing in America. We wasn't doing that. We wasn't in that part. We wasn't doing what they did to us. Far as that. What? I mean, the brutalness that what we went through, we wasn't doing them like that. We wasn't never those type of people. But it's gonna be somebody on top that's gonna take care. You know what I'm saying? It was a different form of slavery at that time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was now. It wasn't no whips, hangings, and all of that old type. No, it wasn't that.
I mean, that could be true. I just feel like y'all just being emotional, and I'm being logical and factual.
It's an emotional topic.
I'm never gonna be emotional.
It's not for me. That's why I can say that. That's why I can say that white boy has been the only ally for black people till today, up to date, ever in America. That's why I can say that. And still not give a damn about it. And still not give a damn about that white boy. Still. I can say that and still not give a damn about it. I never said thank God for the white boy. I never said be grateful for him. I never said none of that.
You seem pretty thankful.
I would never. I ain't say be thankful for nothing.
I say you seem thankful. Just your attitude of there was the only white ally, our only allies. That's not gratitude. That's not thankful.
Just emotions. That's just emotion. I don't. I guess if that's what your emotions is getting from it, whatever.
That's what my brain is getting from it.
But yeah, I don't know. Once again, I'm a nigga that's sitting here saying that and been charged with inciting a riot. against some white boys. You know what I mean? So that's neither here nor there. But I lie. Them people, I'm not just gonna overlook the fact that them people died with my ancestors. Them people went out and actually fought side by side with my ancestors. Nah, bro. No. And I'm not gonna overlook the fact that the rest of these races will spit in a nigga face, man, quicker than that white boy. Word up.
Damn, I don't see how you see it like that. That's
because I grew up in New York. Because I grew up in New York with all these other races. That's why. I grew up in where you think the blood started from? Beefing with the Puerto Ricans. Them Arab niggas don't give a fuck about niggas in New York. All the races are in New York. I grew up in New York, bro. They don't give a fuck about like everybody else, and I'm not asking them to. I'm just speaking the real. They don't. And I see it every day. Still to this day. Now I'm not saying, they are best friends. I don't expect nothing from them. When we read the story about the nurse breaking the baby's bones and all that shit, I said, yeah, she on target with what they do. I know it's still them people out there. That's the same thing y'all be saying about Trump. When I could be like, yo, I support Trump. Oh, you love Trump? Man, I never said no. I love them white boys. Man, I don't love no Trump. I don't love them. But if take your kids out on white boy school, then. What's the next one? We could agree to disagree. I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping.
That what it sound like.
What you got, Will?
Senator Fisher's husband refused to shake Kamala's hand. Did we talk about that? Am I bugging? Senator Fisher's husband refused to shake Kamala Harris's hand at the swearing-in ceremony. I'm gonna start with this one. I hate when a husband don't know how to be a husband. This man, I swear to God, I spent 10 minutes researching what this man's career is, and I could not find nothing but Fisher's husband, Deborah Fisher's husband. He is nothing but somebody's husband. How you gonna embarrass your wife and make this grand political statement? Well, I can't even find your whole career on the internet, and you're supposed to just be accompanying your wife. Like, a wife know how to be a wife. Why does a husband not know how to be a husband? A husband always gotta just do some extra shit.
That white boy being the white boy.
Exactly. Like
that white boy being the white boy.
Embarrassing. I swear to God, if my husband, like, I know they got in a huge fight that night. He probably still being punished for it.
And one thing about that white boy, he ain't never gonna let no woman run no country.
But that's crazy. Like, why would you be so passionate about it as to not shake somebody's hand? Like, it's not like politicians have shaken hand with the mass murderers, people that have killed people. Like, you really not gonna shake Kamala's hand for what? Like, it's just about disrespecting a woman because you don't think nothing of her. You don't respect her. It's very little of him.
They hardcore Republican.
Shaking Hitler's hand. Like, come on.
They hardcore Republican.
Well, it's embarrassing, and people should learn basic respect.
Y'all saw that video?
That was he definitely was out of bounds. Why even stand up there next to your wife? You don't want to shake the lady hand.
Yeah, just sit down.
Out in the crowd. Yeah.
Well, BJ, let me use one of your words. We're being sensitive because I could care less about somebody who is not even in the political realm, not shaking the hand of a political individual. So first of all, he was a nothing at this, and he's trying to become something by doing something unprofessional, not right. So by us giving him time, he's winning. So I have nothing to say about a fool. That's a fool right there. So that's how I feel about that. So there we go. He ain't got to shake nobody's hand for us concerned. Because guess what? You are a nobody.
You don't even got a name.
You only up there because your wife is there.
Yeah, but the video's everywhere. He got what he wanted. It is being talked about everywhere. He embarrassed her.
Well, if she embarrassed, I'm sorry for her because you know who she married. I guarantee you, he said what he was gonna do before he went there. Yeah. You gonna tell me he didn't say, baby, I tell you what, she reached her hand out to shake my hand. I'm not shaking it. He told her. because he wouldn't have never done it. So she ain't embarrassed. She ain't embarrassed at all. She ain't losing her job. And if she's a Republican, she probably seen in a better light because her husband is running the show and standing for what they stand for. Again, I ain't gonna talk about this fool no longer.
Yeah, they gonna big him up.
Yeah, he ain't nobody. He act like he did something.
You gonna learn his name?
She didn't want to shake your hand. That's what I probably would have said.
I still don't know his name.
I could not find his name.
I still don't know his name.
Nobody.
Yeah.
He runs a ranch with it. The only thing I found about his career was that he runs the ranch with his wife. They co-own it. He don't even got his own shit.
Is New York City the most demonic place in America?
Yes.
They just had 146% spike in felony assaults by repeat offenders.
Yes.
I think I gotta agree with that too.
The professor in Nebraska.
I gotta agree with that too.
No money mean the devil is running around in New York. Y'all really gonna go there?
I gotta agree with that.
Okay. Well,
I think New York has got too many people.
I ain't gonna belabor that either, but I disagree with that. But I ain't gonna belabor that issue. People are who they are. New York been the same way since it was founded. It's always been that way. It's a hotbed of a whole lot of mixed individuals from a lot of different countries. So you get a lot of different things happening there. But if you're gonna be successful, it's one of the best cities to go to be successful because there's opportunity there and there's diversity there. But just because when you got a lot of people, bad things happen. So but
they have 146% spike in felony assault.
But see, when they say stuff like that right there, did it go from 10 to 15? See, they don't say that when they give you stats like that right there. Yeah. They don't give you the context of the big number. So if it went up, if let's say it went up 50%, but it only took 3 crimes to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all relative.
Especially when they start of the year statistics.
You start with a small number. It doesn't take much to move. Yeah. If you got a small number, just think about when you was in school, when you were behind on your average. If you looked at it and said, how many more tests I got left? What's the percentages of those? And what impact is it going to make on my overall GPA? That's the same thing they do when they do criminal stats. If it favors them, they're going to say it went down by a certain percentage. But they're not going to tell you that it was only 1 less than last year, though. So stats are like this, being an athlete. They're going to favor who give them to you. Always remember that. Whoever presents you with a stat is going to favor their position. Or they wouldn't give it to
their narrative or agenda. Yeah.
Right. So when they say stuff like 149%, from what to what? And in what community? And what and under what circumstances? Give me some more context instead of throwing numbers out there and want me to say, oh my God, it went up 150%, but only 2 more people had a homicide than last year.
Yeah. And there's always a motive to falsify or exaggerate statistics because the media is a business. At the end of the day, every article that makes you click, if you see the word 150%, you're more likely to click than 2 extra murders. So the whole media is a business. Everything you click on, somebody had to write it in that way to get you to click on that article, to get these ads to be paid, to get these people to make money.
That's why they have editors. Editors like, oh, let's say that a better way. Let's change that word. Let's say that like this instead of like that. Mm-hmm. This way we'll get more readers. We'll get more attention. We'll be on a podcast in Georgia, like we are right now.
What do it feel like though, Nora? You live up there.
No, I feel horrible. Like I've lived in London for the first place I left when I left the Middle East was London. I lived there for like 4 years, and it didn't feel as crazy as New York, even though they had similar reputations. I always wanted to go to New York. I didn't want to go to London, but New York felt like so much. It felt like London on steroids. Like it's people from everywhere. Everybody seemed fucking mad. Everybody broke. Everybody can't afford their rent. Everybody living paycheck to paycheck. Everybody spend $100 every time they breathe. Like it's just this general like rat race environment of hungry, angry people that are just like need like some basic rights like healthcare or whatever, or just anything that'll get them to sleep at night. Like I can't imagine the pressure I'd be under if I had a kid in New York. Like I make decent money and I could barely. Like, I still feel very, like, I'm, running to get shit done all the time. Like, I'm never satisfied with one income. I always feel like I have to have multiple. Like, I don't think it's like that at other places. But I've been in a few states. It's definitely not like that in Cleveland. I lived in Cleveland for a bit. But it's like...
It's probably because of the population, though.
And in general, the prices, like whenever it's in more expensive cities, like I feel like that, like people that are barely getting their needs met are just feistier, like they're angry. Like you get sick, you could go into debt if you get like a regular illness, even with private healthcare. It's still like a really stressful place to live in. But I also agree with what Don was saying. Like, I remember I started being obsessed with coming to New York because the first time I ever met a millionaire, I was 17 and he told me every person got to spend at least 2 years in New York in their life. And he was Middle Eastern too. And he was telling me it could change your whole life. Like just 2 years is what you need in New York. And it could make you into a different person and build character. And he just talked a lot of shit. But there was a lot of people like that in my life that really bigged up New York.
What was his nationality?
He was half Pakistani, half Egyptian. Yeah. He was a millionaire. Like he owned multiple private equity companies in the Middle East. Like he had a conglomerate type company.
Did he offer you 1.5?
No. I was with him and his wife for context.
We got to get Nora a light, though. She's cheating us over there. We need to be able to see you better.
I used to have the light on, but Omar's like resting. He's sick and shit. So I had the light in the bedroom open.
Tell him to go sleep in the car.
We don't have a car right now. We're getting one.
And I don't even like Michael Jordan. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like Michael Jordan, but I respect him for this. He opens the 3rd clinic in Wilmington, North Carolina to serve for uninsured and underinsured residents. I think that's dope. I think more black people could do that. Yeah, I think we have enough black millionaires to do that in every city, in every state. Why are we not doing that?
Why is that the black man's job when there's some white people and there's some other nationalities that need help too? I'm just saying because you said we should solve it. We got enough black millionaires across the country to do this everywhere. Well, other nationalities are going to take advantage of those benefits too. It's not going to be a black-owned clinic.
It should be a black.
No,
the Jews got it. Why?
I don't care what they got. You don't want to do that right there. You don't.
Why not?
No. Okay, I'm not going to open up a business and narrow it down to one race.
Now look at this. I'm the guy saying white people was our only allies. Everybody else said no, right? Whatever, right? But I'm saying why black people can't have our own shit, and it's like, nah, we can't do that. What are we supposed to do?
I'm not saying we can't have our own thing, but don't put that on our back. People get to do what they want to do with the things they've come across in life. Just like the white man get to make choices, the brothers get to make choices. Don't put that on our back when it's a community issue. Why you didn't say the federal government should be doing that across the country? They get my tax money.
Literally,
because the federal government never did nothing for us. Why are we still waiting for the federal government? If our ancestors, once again, I'm going back to the ancestors. If our ancestors 100 years ago was able to build everything on their own, fresh out of slavery, why we can't do it now? They did it fresh out of slavery with no money. We got all these millionaires and black billionaires. Why we can't have our own? Okay. And this nigga saying white people was our only ally.
Okay. I don't want to go back to that subject. I agree.
No, we on a new subject. Why black people? Why is it a problem when I say
ain't a problem.
Our black millionaires should be able to build stuff for black people? Why is that? Why?
I agree with that. And until I see the stats that that's not happening, I don't want to generalize and say that it's not going on. Just because Michael Jordan stepped out and did something doesn't mean Vanessa Williams haven't done that. That doesn't mean Samuel L. Jackson hasn't done something similar.
You finally got one right, BJ. He with you on this one.
I'm not saying that that's what he should be doing, or that's what that's for. All I'm saying is I respect him for doing it. I didn't even make it a black and white thing.
All right, I want to go back to the subject about why we don't do it. Yes, we should do more for our people. Yes, there you go. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Guess what? We should do more. We should do more for people in general. Everybody.
I'm gonna say something else that I've noticed, just being logical and looking at history and being factual. The and black
dealing race, with emotional people, right?
Nah, I ain't going back to that. The black race is
way weaker, and we have way more now than our ancestors did over 100 years ago, but we way far behind and way weaker now. How is that possible?
I don't know, because I don't agree with it.
Our ancestors could barely read and write, but we had our own banks, we had our own schools, we had our own hospitals, bro. How'd that happen? And Nora, to answer your thing, you said not too long ago, we got bombed 100 years ago. Over 100 years ago, they dropped bombs on us right here in America. They dropped bombs on us, killed babies and all that. That white boy been doing that. That's why I said I would never be thankful or grateful for nothing the white boy done. But they've been doing that. That's why when you talking about your people now, they've been doing that 100, 150 years ago right here in America. They've been doing that. But how is it that now, with all these black millionaires we have and all the education we have, why does it seem like we're worse off than we was 100 plus years ago, fresh out of slavery? That's when we had the Rosewoods and the Black Wall Streets and all that. These are facts.
Because it's a different breed of people, man. These people are selfish. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about they don't, it's not cultural people, man, that it was back then. Like it's just a whole different. Everything is different now, bro. It's like don't nobody want nothing. Dudes is out. You know what I mean? You got dudes like Zion Williams, man. That's trying to. He made a comment that he want to get the white lady. Can he get her? This is what they doing with their money. Nobody is putting together no money. You know what I'm saying? For to help bring us up and get us in a better position. I feel like we got enough black billionaires for us to have our own bank.
That's what I would think.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of money. The Oprah Winfrey's that only want to do for women. I don't know, little girls. But we got way more. We got enough money, bro, to make our situation change overnight. They have enough billions to give every black person in America $1 million and still be good. You know what I'm saying? But they're not going to do it. Why? Because they just want their families to stay where they at. They don't care about the masses of what our coaches, how far our coaches behind. Like Farrakhan said that the black dollar stays in our community only 5 minutes, like 25 minutes and it's gone. It's just crazy, bro.
So y'all said y'all brought up the 40 acres and the mule. How do we go about? Are we supposed to get that? Are we supposed to be still asking for that?
We supposed to get it, that's supposed to. We been supposed to got that, but like you said, you can't. They understand what they're doing. They want to. If they give us that, then we might go on our own and may not never need them. You got to understand that we is the biggest consumer in the world. So if we got money and we don't need them, they gonna look bad, bro. If it get back to that Black Wall Street, that's the reason why they bombed Wall Street.
I don't even agree with that, man. I can't agree with that. Okay. I can't agree with that, bro. We so goddamn, we so behind and so fucked up. Them people could give every black person 40. What does 40 acres and a mule equate to now? 100,000?
No, let me just say this: an acre of land in Gwinnett County is going for $100,000 right now for 1 acre. One acre. Just tried to buy a house. So
all right, so there's no way we getting what's that? 40 million?
There you go.
There's no way they about to give us 40 million.
40 acres.
Well, no.
In Gwinnett, that's for damn sure.
That's why you ain't got it right there. The mule you can't do nothing with because you need a car now. You need a tractor, so they can keep the mule, but the 40 acres can change people's lives. And it was the promise that was made to former enslaved Americans after the Civil War. So after the Civil War ended, that promise was made and it has not been kept.
Facts. That's the point. They use us for what they need us for, and after we do the job, they turn their backs on us. They've been doing this from the beginning of time.
BJ, what industries do you believe black wealth is most concentrated in? Which industries? Music, sports, media?
Music and sports.
Yeah, music, sports, and
music,
media.
sports, and entertainment.
All of these, I would say, Black people earned these through exceptional sports skills and being,
The
being
Chitlin
better than-
circuit.
yes, and music through, developing a whole genre and all that. So the fact that Black people have earned certain accumulated wealth by earning it through skill and through developing sports skills and music and all that shit, that doesn't affect whether the white man owes you the 40 acres and a mule. The white man still has not done anything to compensate for everything they took away from all the opportunities they took away for Black people to organically develop generational wealth. All these opportunities that were stripped, and it doesn't even compensate like the money that's with Lil Baby and these rappers and Michael Jordan and these people that you're expecting now to have the resources and the long-sightedness to know how to build a community. It's not going to be rappers or basketball players that's going to be able to change the world, because they're not well equipped to do that, to change the status of Black people. They're not well equipped to do that. So I feel like that's why you still need more from your dear ally.
I'm not relying on them. I've been realized that. So any Black person that's still looking up to Black celebrities or entertainers or something to help the Black race or whatever, nah, them days is over with. Those Black people are gone. The Dick Gregory's and the Ozzie Davises and the Black Panthers and all that, they're gone. Dead off. They're gone. Everybody's for self.
So BJ, you asked a few minutes ago that you said we got so many billionaires across the country, because millionaires can't build hospitals and things. There ain't enough money. All right. So you said billionaires. You know how many Black billionaires in America?
Probably less than
6.
Yeah, less than 10.
I was gonna say 10.
6 out of 3,000. Less than 1%.
That's not a lot of billionaires.
Right.
No,
so there you go.
Who?
But I'm not even saying, all right.
16.
So
my bad. 16. That went up a little bit.
I'm not even saying, okay, Michael Jordan built a clinic. Let's all right, let me give an example, like Jay-Z, right? It's nothing for Jay-Z to put a supermarket in the hood. Hell, a liquor store, grocery store, laundromat, anything. What's wrong with that? That ain't gonna cost hundreds of millions of dollars.
Okay. Michael Jordan tried that, and our Black people over there in the Cascade area were breaking in his Fridays, fighting and shooting in his Fridays, shooting and fighting in his movie theater to where he had to shut it down. So until we learn how to act, ain't nobody gonna be investing in our communities until we learn how to take care of the stuff that we get, instead of trying to come up on somebody all the time.
Well,
that's why they're not putting it there. Do your research on what happened to Magic Johnson's businesses in Southwest?
That sound about right. That shit was in LA, right?
That shit was in LA.
No, he had it here in Atlanta too.
You said Cascade, yep.
In the SWATs.
All
of them shut down now.
I'm not surprised, dog. I ain't.
Well, I can't go build a laundromat when you're breaking in the change machine.
So then why are all the other races able to have laundromats and stuff in the Black neighborhoods and why?
What other races in the Black neighborhood? No, I see Hispanics walking
Asians,
but they ain't in the Black neighborhood.
The Asians, Hispanics, and the Arabs.
But they ain't in the Black neighborhood.
Who not? That's all that's in the Black neighborhood.
Laundromats. They're not in the Black neighborhoods.
That's all that's in the Black neighborhood.
Shows where the laundromat is up here.
My bad. The Jews and own the laundromats and stuff. The Asians own the liquor stores and stuff. The Asians own the damn the Arabs and the Indians
own the delis.
Own the chicken, the fried chicken spots. The mama owned by the Arabs and the Indians.
I hate to sound arrogant, but if I become a billionaire, I'm not looking for $100,000 profit business. That ain't no money. I can't even pay my taxes. I'm in a whole nother league right now. Why don't some of these young people that's dropping out of school go open up their own laundromat and dry cleaners and serve the community because they don't have a college degree? They could go get a small business loan and open up these businesses, and they know everybody in the neighborhood. Why is it on the back of somebody who's made some money when everybody got an opportunity to explore opportunities?
Because they are the leaders.
Who?
The ones that got the money.
Well, all I'm saying is that you can get into business if you want to get into business. How Burton them in business right now if they didn't go get a small business loan and go into a shop and he's been able to maintain his lifestyle for 40 years. Cutting hair.
So you mean to tell me, if I come out of this neighborhood, I come out of the stop, I'm a billionaire now. Damn,
Well,
I'm
you might
like,
say millionaire. Ain't too many of those, but go ahead.
okay, I millionaire. I'm worth about 100 million, 50 million.
Okay, 100
right?
million. Okay.
50 million.
Uh-huh.
I can't throw a supermarket in there and fuck with the niggas that I grew up with, my childhood friends and shit, and just I'm gonna open, y'all run this.
Why is it about profit if you're a millionaire? 100%.
A laundromat, a supermarket,
supermarket. Yes, we can,
something.
but why can't we take care of our stuff though?
So you can try.
Why when I go over in Decatur and I pull off an exit, it's trash all on the exit. I get off in Gwinnett County, there's nothing. What? Cause we'll pull up to a light and throw our whole week's garbage out on the side of the road and let it be somebody else's problem. Let's be real here now. We don't take no pride in our own stuff.
We are our worst enemy then.
Yeah.
Don, but cycle's got to be broken somewhere. Like, it's a cycle that you're describing, and it's got to be broken somewhere. And the millionaires are in the best position to break these cycles.
Gonna hurt you. Jeezy had a steak restaurant. It was flourishing until they found out he owned it. Then it turned into trash. That element came in because they knew the owner was black. T.I. the same thing. They
T.I. had one downtown in the last 2 years.
I've been
amazing
since 2017. Any problem I've had at that school has been from African American. I had no problem with nobody else.
What about the white people?
Not one problem.
What about the white people though?
What you mean?
Any issues from the white people?
No,
none.
Every problem I had at that school ain't been that many, but every single problem I've had.
What you had to hire nurses and stuff.
Yeah.
What who you had working? Who you hired?
I started out with African American staff, and then
what staff you have now?
Me.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I just watched the clip where Umar Johnson said he can't even hire no more black contractors.
Yeah, they was robbing them.
All the black contractors robbed them. He said he finished his all black school by hiring white contractors.
Yeah.
Come on,
okay.
Same with mine.
Stop it with the emotional
stuff.
What
does that mean other than white people got the contracting business?
Talk, man. Stop with the emotional talk, man.
You know how they is. They
talk to the black people
and won't come back
talk
to
the
work.
Black people.
Yeah.
Talk to the black people that's interacting with the world.
I built it to help them, and they don't want to give me their ass to kiss. So I don't even try no more.
And it's messed up that we actually, I gotta halfway agree with you, Don, but it's messed up that we say why do we put this on the backs of Jay-Z and all them? But shit, we was on the backs of Martin Luther King and them niggas, and they was broke and they died broke and their kids is broke. They whole lineage is fucked up. Malcolm X, all these niggas, Medgar Evers, all these we was on the backs of all these civil rights leaders, and they were broke, and they died broke. So you mean to tell me we can't look to the black people with money, with a couple of dollars to come back and help the neighborhood?
I guess what I'm saying is
that I think
that happens more than we know. So I'll just rest there. I think that happens more than we know. We can sit here and we can pick out things because we can find something in the news where it didn't fit a narrative. But I don't think all rich black people have closed their eyes to the plight of what their race is going through. They just pick and choose where they choose to spend their money. And they have the right to do that.
You have to.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
BJ, I want to answer the question you asked before. You asked why black people and Chinese and Asians and other communities are able to open laundromats in the hood and all that. And Don was describing how, like, the small business loans. Small business loans in America, there's a lot of barriers to entry to non-white people. An Arab that wants to get a small business loan in America does not have the credit score, does not have nothing to get that small business loan. It's not accessible to everybody. It's mostly accessible to the white person. Or the black person with a family that had, their parents planned it for them to set up their credit score when they was young. And let me continue. Let me just continue. What do you disagree with? What do you disagree with?
I say the immigrants get loans and grants way before any American.
The immigrants are supported by the countries back home.
American.
I ain't gonna say what America does for us. All the deli owners that I know, this Arab, this Yemeni, they got banks in Yemen. They got money from Yemen. They got land collateral in Yemen. They're getting their shit from abroad. Black people just don't got it abroad because most black people are African American. They don't got roots in any other country. But all of these people that I know in the delis, they got 2 passports. They got money from abroad. They come here. They set up shop, and it's a lot more lucrative to set up shop here than back home because there's not enough money circulating back home. But they got all the money from back home, from Arab money.
Even the ones that don't, even the immigrants that come over here and don't have nothing, they'll get a loan before a black American.
No, they won't. I can't get a loan. I'm telling you, I don't have I'm a fucking attorney.
So you mean to tell me all the immigrants that's in America?
I couldn't get a car loan. I couldn't get a car
immigrants that's in America that got loans and grants from the government, they all the immigrants.
They know somebody, they got a guarantor, they got communities. They know one rich Arab guy can be a guarantor for a whole community. One rich Arab guy.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one fact.
But they're not getting nothing from America. America never did nothing
Ethiopians that I know all these immigrants that's in these dump trucks and stuff that get these grants from the federal government are getting the grants because they immigrants. They not giving that work and them grants and them contracts to black Americans. They not. I know that for a fact. These stores, immigrants come over here and they give y'all the money. They're not gonna give it to the black American. The Africans, the West Indians, all that, and they'll give it to them to open up their stores and nothing. People, y'all not coming over here rich. Every immigrant ain't coming over here with money.
It's not coming over here rich. The value of money is different there. We're not rich. The reason we come to America is because we could do more with our dollar here than we can back there. Back there, we're not rich. We become rich when we use what we have back there in America's markets.
I know one thing. America helps the foreigners way more than they do the domestic
people that's here. That's a fact.
Especially the black American.
That's a fact.
Especially. Yeah, especially.
That's why they can come right in here and open up gas stations and bodegas.
And you go to any black neighborhood, everything is owned by a foreigner.
Facts.
Indian, Arab, Hispanic.
I've never met a Chinese man that didn't have a Chinese bank, a Chinese loan, a car from a Chinese company. These communities support each other.
They do. Because one thing about Duluth, Georgia, that's all Asian banks, all that. They got it. They do.
Yeah,
the
you
Jews do too.
Flushing look like China here.
They support their own, first and foremost.
Yeah.
They don't depend on outsiders to support them.
What's that question right there? What Josh said?
The guy said King and X were broke, but they had high moral character.
Man,
nowadays we try to equate wealth to power when it comes.
Man, I don't give a fuck about moral character, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
That's the problem.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't care about no moral character, bro. Yeah, that's cool and all. I don't care about no moral. My kids can't live off of moral character, bro.
That some rich people have no soul.
Yeah, I agree with that, but still, man,
your kids can't live off of moral character, but they can't make it dealing with somebody who has no moral character either, because they will turn on them and take everything back that they ever did anything for them because they don't have any character.
I just don't want to justify Martin Luther King and our civil rights leaders, everybody else that died that died the way they died for their people and just giving their life up, bro. Giving a family up, man, for this race that don't even give a damn, man. That don't care. They don't even care.
Which race you talking about? Our allies?
Black race.
Oh.
Nah, damn them allies.
Oh. Yeah. Talking about allies there for a minute.
They're the allies. I'm only talking about the black race. I'm only talking. I don't care about what's going on in no other race. I'm only talking about the black race. Because that's the race my kids are a part of.
I don't think there's that many other races too where the question is up for debate as to whether rich black people should contribute to their communities. I think with Chinese, with Jewish people, that's not up for debate. If you make money, you gotta contribute to your community.
Every other race that's winning does it. The people at the top 100%. Give back. The people at the top give back. But I don't know, man. I think that even the Black Panthers, bro. The Black Panthers, man, and those was kids. Those was children. We talking about grown, rich motherfuckers. Those was kids. Fred Hampton and them niggas was 16, 17, 18, 19, man. Got killed sleeping in the bed, bro. By the police. Come on, man. All right, man. I don't know. I guess there's nothing we could do.
It look like.
But get rich and be the person.
What's the answer?
Get rich and be the person that you're telling others to be.
What's the answer, Zah?
Hey, man, I'm lost, man.
How do we get out the slump? How we get out the slump? Because we at the bottom of the barrel. The Mexicans came over here and ran circles around us.
It's not never going to happen, bro. You know, I
guess I'm wrong about that too. We not at the bottom of the barrel.
You got youngins, man, killing bus drivers, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
gonna be
you wanna
hard,
hear,
bro.
That man got himself shot.
Yeah, he killed himself.
You know, it's just still the point about,
Right.
you know, the catastrophes in our communities or what we're doing to each other. It's impossible for us to move forward, bro. Like,
It's
you know,
2025. Why does it seem like we are getting worse?
that's a fact.
Why does it seem that way?
For one, we're not going to come together like other cultures. For one, we're never going to see it. You know, you got rappers rapping, you know, trying to kill each other. And I don't care what is in, bro. Entertainment, everybody's is you know what I'm saying? Everybody got a problem with the next guy because he got a little bit more money than
Matter
him.
of fact, let me ask you this: who's the leader? Who do we have a leader?
We don't have a leader.
We have a leader, Don.
A leader of what?
Just the leader, like we had Martin Luther King and them back in the days. Who's our leader now?
No, we don't have any leaders if that's what you're looking for. But I don't know whether he was a leader. He was a leader in civil rights movement.
He's like a front runner. Like a front runner.
But was he a leader in everything that impacts everybody?
No.
All right. There you go.
What was he a leader that impacted? I would think it did impact the whole race.
The whole race, that's not everybody. That's one race. And yes, it was needed. Yes, he was a great.
Yeah, but
let's keep it in perspective. Let's keep it in perspective. And let me just say, I can't even speak on this because I don't agree that we're in a worse position than we used to be and that we're at the bottom. I don't agree with that at all. If we were at the bottom, you wouldn't even be on this podcast. If we were at the bottom, you wouldn't even be able to have a podcast.
So where you think we at?
Well, I don't know where we are because there's several stages to everything. We got some people that's at the top, but they may not be doing anything. We got people in the middle, everywhere.
The black race as a whole, where do you think we at?
Where do I think we at as a black race? I can't even answer that. I don't know what I'm comparing that to. I don't consider, but one other race that's probably got it better than us because they started all of this and they was in the position of holding all the cards. But after that,
we can leave the white people out. They on the top.
Right. Then I'm second. Then we second.
All right. Don said we second. What you think, Zal?
We last.
What you think, Will?
Definitely not second. Not financially. Is that what we're talking
about? Overall. Financially, politically, spiritually. What else is there? Economically. What else? Educational.
We in last place, man.
Well, I'm glad I don't feel that way. That must mean I'm doing better than most, then, huh? Is that what they're saying? When BJ,
I'm doing better than most too. But we talking about the black race, and I'm not talking about how I feel. I'm talking about what I'm thinking and seeing. See, it's back to the feelings again.
No, I'm thinking John just do better than the black race in general. Like I
ain't got no feelings in this shit, man. I'm just talking about what I see, man. The Mexicans running circles around us, man. As a whole.
What's the Mexicans got?
Nothing.
Unity.
Unity.
20 of them living in a house. That's why
all of them is bussers. I've never seen a Mexican that's not a busser. What they got?
That's not a what?
A busser at a restaurant. This is the only Mexican I met in New York.
Go to Texas. Go to California. Come to Georgia.
What they doing in Georgia?
Nothing.
Shit.
The Mexicans the plug. The Mexicans been the plug.
They unified all over the place.
They unified.
They unified, man. Yo,
it's some people that's Mexicans that don't deal with other Mexicans. I'm unified with black folks, but I don't deal with all black people. So don't say we're not unified. If we weren't unified, I wouldn't be on here talking and having this discussion with you because I'm unified in the whole message and the process. So we are unified in pockets, just like they are. Or they wouldn't have gangs where gangs clearly show you that there's a division. And they got some of the most vicious gangs. Come on, let's watch who we patting on the back when we don't even know nothing about their culture because we wasn't raised in it. Ain't no way in the world that they came to this country and doing better just because all of them pile up on a truck and go down here to Quick Trip and wait for somebody to come pick them up to come do some labor work that they doing better than me because I don't want to be standing at Quick Trip. waiting on somebody to pick me up.
I see. That's you talking about pockets then.
I'm talking period, and I'm not being emotional. I'm talking period.
Overall. I'm talking overall, bro.
I'm talking overall. But you gotta admit, finances rule the world, and most people get along when everybody's doing okay. You don't have no problems in communities where people doing okay.
100%.
Yeah,
you talk about the white people aren't trashing the laundromats because they're good.
Go ahead.
That's true, but I wish it was something we could look up, man. Because I don't even I really, it might not mean nothing to y'all, but even in the prison system, the Mexicans stick together. They eat together. They do everything together.
Facts.
There's no divisions like different gangs among Mexicans. Like they just get along.
In pockets in California. In California, they got the Southerners versus the Northerners. But everywhere else, up north, the Hispanics stick together. They eat together. They take care of each other.
They do everything together. Word.
I don't know whether that means they hired us just because they hang out together and eat together and talk. Okay, then they better friends than us.
See in prison, Don. But
I think unity overrides everything.
Orchestrated. It's been orchestrated. Like when you go in the feds, bro, you got every car and split up in different groups from the state. But when a Mexican come in there, they're one car. It just shows you the unity, even in that setting, that we ain't still gonna come together. We'll be it be Georgia homies and what I'm saying, New York homies together. But you know what I'm saying? We'll clash.
I think the unity is where we losing at overall. I'm not talking about the minority. I'm not talking about the little pockets of us, me, you, Don, Will, Bert, Zah. Overall, the unity is where we losing at. 100%. That unity hurts. We had the unity back in the days with our ancestors. That's why we achieved so much back then. We had the unity fresh, which we was forced to have it, but we had it then. That's why we achieved so much. That's why we achieved so much. Because of the unity.
Can we talk about the Willie Lynch story then?
Because they didn't get along either, bro.
Like that was major though. That was major though, Don.
Wasn't cool with each other.
Do we understand the whole premise around Willie Lynch? While you keep talking about our ancestors were so tight, they put a system in place to keep us from being tight. They said, we're going to separate you by all the differences that you have. Light skin versus dark skin. Fit against unfit. Anything that they could pit against us, that's what they did. And they did that to our ancestors.
And we still built everything after that.
What? We didn't build nothing. What we built? We built the White House that they named the White House.
We built everything we had from 1890. From 1890, everything. If you let me talk, I'll tell you. Everything we had from 1890 to about 1940, we built after the.
Can you tell me what it is though? That's easy to say when you built the house and 50 people stayed in it. It was a shotgun house with one room. Okay, you had to have shelter. So yeah, you went and built you a house because you couldn't stay outdoors. But what are you saying? That we didn't advance our cause any during that generation.
We definitely advanced.
Other than getting free.
We didn't advance. We had our own banks, hospitals, schools. How we didn't advance from slavery.
Even a big city like the city of Atlanta only had one black bank in the 80s. Citizen National downtown. So we didn't have a whole lot of banks.
Where's that now?
And then we're about shut down because again, we don't know how to run. We won't run our businesses right.
Unity.
Oh, that ain't unity. It's knowledge and know-how and paying attention to your business. That's what it's all about. You ain't over there at Morris Brown faking student loans so you can pay other bills with it and then lose your accreditation. They were unified in it because it was the president, the treasurer, and they were unified, but they were unified in a bad mission.
Everything we had, everything we was successful in was because we had the unity.
But see, you're talking vague. You said you were being emotional. You're being so vague that tell me one thing, certainly two, that we did so well that we didn't lost. That we were so good at. Don't because if you're gonna say banks,
we invented everything, Don.
You gotta tell me we had 20 banks and now we have one.
We invented everything, Don.
But we didn't have a knowledge to license it. We didn't have the knowledge to trademark it, so it got taken. And that'll happen to you today if you don't protect your.
We still invented it. I understand that, but we invented it. We created it. You asked me what we did. We invented everything. Of course, that white boy played that game, and they took it. They patented it, of course.
But BG, you talk about unity. That's why the rhetoric of the white man as the ally is dangerous, because that unity that you're trying to achieve, the only time Black people had unity was when they was united against the common enemy, the white man. Right now, it doesn't have to be a common enemy, but it still has to be like, if you have that rhetoric of the white man is now our ally, it still reinforces that divisiveness that Don was talking about, that divisiveness that they instilled between light skin and dark skin and all these like little divisions among Black people. And the way you fight against that is by acknowledging and re-acknowledging that nobody's your ally. Black people is your ally. That's the only ally you need.
That may be true. I mean, that's the only ally we need, but that's what we don't have.
Yeah, but you don't have it because of the white man who you claiming is your ally.
Okay, I mean, I'm not even disputing that. You can't keep going back to that. I said yes. I said that. Out of all the races that's in America, yes, that was the only ally we had at the moments that we had them. The moments that they needed them, the moments that the answers. I'm not saying, once again, I'm not saying they to be all the, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
that's
that.
why it's hard for me. It's hard for me to agree with the ally part, because you know, if a nigga cut my toe off, man, and give me a band-aid, did he really, you know?
Well, what about the nigga? What about the nigga that didn't cut your toe off? What about the nigga that didn't do nothing to you that helped you escape to freedom? That person.
I know. You know what I'm saying? I know Harriet Tubman. I know Harriet Tubman, man. I don't know too many about.
Well, I know more than Harriet Tubman.
I mean, you know,
Harriet Tubman ain't do it by herself.
What about the guy that sat there?
Harriet Tubman ain't do it by herself.
Yeah, you had Nat Turner. You know, you had Vigilance. You know, but I just can't give. You know, I'm not denying.
You got to know history. First of all, you got to know history to understand what I'm saying. Anyway, you got to
understand what you're saying.
Well, again, history is.
I'm not talking about somebody that cut your toe off and gave you a band-aid. That's not an ally.
Well, the definition of history. The definition of history is his story. So when you read history, you're reading what somebody else said.
Thank you.
Or interpreted or wanted to make sure they put out there. So all history ain't accurate history just because it's written down on a book.
And
I didn't get my history from a book.
The history that you get from people, from word of mouth, from ancestors, from grandparents, from what I understand.
So now y'all saying the history. So then none of us know our history then.
No, we do. We don't know all of it. The history is.
I'll say that we don't know all of it because nobody tell the whole truth. Who tells all the truth?
There was a minority of people that was metaphorically cutting toes off. There was a minority of people that were willing to die to prevent Black people from getting their toes cut off. And there was a vast majority of people that sat there and watched.
And those are allies.
Nothing. That sat there and watched and did nothing.
Those are allies.
And that's the allies are the minority that fought for you, but the majority sat there and watched. And there's another minority.
And the majority is not our ally. The people that sat there and watched and the people that did stuff to us, that's not an ally. It's that simple. It's that simple. That's not an ally. If somebody helped me escape from freedom, that's an ally.
Hey man, you talk about that's crazy how you can say one guy. You talk about
it's not crazy. That's an ally. That's my ally.
But you keep intertwining these micro individuals versus these macro generalizations.
Thank you, man. That's we speaking as a whole. We speaking as a whole, and we speaking as the Black culture in the whole where we're at. I mean, we can't pinpoint one person, two people, man, that put a family in the basement, man.
Exactly. You're making it not to be more prevalent than it is.
You know what I'm saying, though? Like, because the overall, bro,
it happened.
It's a landslide on.
It happened. And those are allies. And without them two allies,
find them, BJ. Where they at?
Without them two allies, them people wouldn't have been free.
Hey, yo, man, come on, man. What about the million, man? What about the million people, bro?
They're not allies. I don't understand how it's so hard to comprehend that. They're not allies.
You right, man. They're not
allies. I ain't got to be right in your eyes, but what I'm saying is,
brother,
they're not allies.
You fighting for that one, boy. That 99.
Because that one could be the reason why I'm here.
Okay, I get that.
That one could be the reason why I'm here.
Okay.
It's that simple.
So it's basically about the one. I get it, but why? What about the million that ain't here?
We already know about them. We already know that it's clear cut and it's evident. What you want me to keep talking about them? I'm over here with the allies. I know who my allies. I know who my enemies are, and I know who my allies are also. Even the same color. Even within the same color. It's simple for me. It's chess, not checkers. It's simple for me. In the same aspect, Donna sit here and say, not all white people are bad. You speak to his mother's like, man, forget them all. And I understand her point too, because she lived through that. I'm not gonna sit here and act like that, and I didn't live through that.
I feel like we all agree with the underlying sentiment now that you present it like that, but the way you was presenting your argument as the only ally we ever had was the white man is a dangerous rhetoric, and it's phrased inaccurately. The only ally you had is not a white people. There were some white people that helped you get out of the mess that they put you in. That's a more accurate way to phrase it. But they're not like framing it as an ally is just like not like just will rub most people off the wrong way, I believe.
Yeah, man. I
and
can't,
it just sounds overbroad. Like it's overbroad.
I can't speak how you want me to speak. I'm just going off of what
we misunderstood until you explained to the nitty gritty that like there's you agree that there's just a minority of people that help. Like we misunderstood from the original statement.
Okay. I'm willing to say I'm willing to bet that most. All right, Zah, how you feel about police?
Can't stand them. The worst in the world. I don't care if one let me off without giving me a ticket for something. I hate all of them.
See, I would never think like that.
That's how I think. That's how
I've been pulled over 6 times in the wrong. All 6 times they let me go. I would never say I hate all police. I can't stand all police. I would never say that.
That's me.
I would never say that.
That's just, you know what I'm saying?
I could logically think I could separate individuals. I could separate everybody.
That's a fact.
You can't be you. I think
I hate all police too. I hate the concept of police. I hate a man with power. I hate a man with.
But both of y'all is gonna dial 911 if somebody is shot, dying in your house, choking, or something. Y'all gonna call police. See how that works?
I'm gonna call the ambulance, man.
See how that works? You gonna dial 911.
I'm not dialing them people, man. I can't stand them, B.
Hey, one of your listeners said the police is a job, not a person. So they want you to distinguish between you're talking about someone who performs a job, but you're not talking about the individual that's behind that and what kind of person that they might be. You're talking about just policemen in general.
It's easy to say that, but one thing about it, they got that what they call it, the code of the blue, silence of the blue wall, or whatever. They all won.
They won.
Yeah.
They all won.
So that's why I don't separate them. That's why I don't separate them.
They all won. They're the biggest gang. They're the biggest gang in America.
And black men will do the same. Black cops will be the same right with them. So, like I said, I don't even distinguish between them.
So the same way y'all saying y'all can't stand them, y'all hate them all. Y'all gonna dial 911 if somebody breaks into your house.
DJ, I've needed people like
that. DJ.
If somebody stole your car, you're gonna dial 911 and file a police report to these same people you hate. You can't stand.
Yes, because I need them. I can need somebody I can't stand. If I want my car back, I'm gonna get my car back. That doesn't change my opinion on police. I'm scared of them always. I feel like they got this weird power trip. They're not scared. They think they got unlimited power to do whatever they want.
Have you ever been assaulted by the police?
Back home, not here.
All right, we talking about here in America. You ever been assaulted by the police?
No, police are nice to me.
So why are you so scared of them, and why you hate them so much?
Because I see how they talk. They talk crazy. They always act like they're on a power trip, and I know I'm the perfect specimen. I look like a white person that they shouldn't fuck with, and I still don't like the way they talk to me. They talk crazy, and especially because I am dating Omar. I don't know, when we was in the car, we get pulled over, whatever. I hate the way they talk. I hate who they think they are. I hate that they have a gun. I hate that they think they could kill me at any second. I hate it. I hate that they stop Omar 30 billion times. I hate it. Like I don't need to be smacked by a police officer to hate them.
Nora, who do you like? You hate everybody.
I got a lot of problems.
You hate everybody. You hate everybody, man. Yo, I mean, I guess Zah, you been assaulted by the police or whatever? Like why you hate them? Why you hate all police?
Bro, I hate them, bro, because it's nothing good coming from them, bro. When they pull you over, you could have been going 1 mile over 3 miles over the speed limit. You know, they want you to get out the car and you've been drinking anything? Is it a weapon in the car? It's foolishness, bro. It's bullshit. Just give me a ticket and let me get the fuck out of here.
And then the worst is when they don't give you a ticket in the end, but just waste the hour of my time talking to me, yelling at me, and you don't even want to give me a ticket.
Don, how you feel about the police, Don?
I don't have any problems with them at all. I deal with them whenever I have to deal with them. But they act like a gang because yes, they're gonna have to be close. They got to be close knit, and yeah, they do have the code, the blue code to be silent and to stick together. But I imagine they have to do that. But yeah, there's some bad apples in every profession, and they're the ones that can make everybody else look bad, especially when you're in a profession that gives you the authority over somebody else. I would think correctional guards are the same way in the correctional facilities. I bet you they harder than they have to be.
Same way. But like BJ said, you're gonna have some in there that might, they might give you an apple. It might let you. They might let you walk out the kitchen with an apple or two.
I'm starting to realize why I just been placed in different situations, man, at different times, man. I just even with correctional officers, man. That's how I got my cell phones and my drugs in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
I said there was some bad apples in every bunch. I didn't say there was some good apples.
I'm not saying everybody's good.
Contraband into you wasn't doing you no favor.
Once again, I'm not saying they all good. Police, CEOs, whatever. I'm not saying everybody all good.
Okay, then.
BJ, Omar got a longer data than you.
People are people. With the badge, without the badge, and I just been able, once again, just logically, I've been able to discern that shit just to figure it out.
But are some people a-holes just on general principle? They're just assholes.
Even the ones that's assholes, man, I just keep it pushing.
Well, it's hard to keep it pushing when you're in a 5x10, ain't it?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. It ain't. You for the asshole guard, you must be in his face.
He can definitely make life hell for you if you choose to.
I never had that issue, even with the asshole guards. I never had that issue. Even with the police, I never had the issue of getting thrown on my head and drugged, shot at by the police, beat up. I never had that issue.
You heard about some of these issues from Omar?
Not when I haven't provoked it, but other than that, I never had that issue. What'd you say, Noah?
I said you heard about some of the issues that Omar went through when he was in jail, like with COs, like beating, shit like that. Like it seemed like a pretty prevalent thing from the way Omar talks to me about it. I mean, I know he a problematic man, but like you think
OB in the mix, man. OB in the mix, man. What Josh said, Will?
There are undercover hood dudes that are cops. Not all go by the same code.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Undercover hood dudes that are cops.
You're talking about the blue code, I think.
Undercover hood dudes that are cops. What about the ones before that? I seen a few up there. Maine, Shakora.
I took care of those.
I just think
desegregation set us back.
Desegregation definitely set us back.
Oh,
I think desegregation hurt us more than the Willie Lynch theory.
Got a point.
I can't even comment.
Black people had communities around this country that were destroyed by
because once again, we had all these things after Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch was in the mid 1800s, before slavery.
We didn't have nothing. You keep talking about we had a lot. We didn't have nothing. We didn't have nothing.
So you just all right. So Black Wall Street and Rosewood and Greenwood and all that was nothing.
Is it here now?
That's crazy.
Just because they came in
obliterated.
When it was
came into Tulsa and burned down Black Wall Street, it couldn't have been rebuilt. If we had the resources, they couldn't build it again.
When it was here, it was.
I don't know, before my time, and I don't know what Black Wall Street in the 60s would look like.
What is
was it Rose's 10-cent store and Woolworth on the block? What was out there?
What was in Lake Lanier before? What's the story about Lake Lanier?
Before they flooded it because a white lady said a black man did something to her, so they went out on a rampage one night and went to the dam and flooded the whole city and put the whole town underwater. So they say it's a whole black city under Lake Lanier right now.
The same thing with Rosewood.
Yep.
Same thing with Rosewood.
That's tough.
What Josh said right there?
No, it's the same one.
Oh, yeah, the same thing with Rosewood. They flooded a lot of stuff. They destroyed everything we had. Our people had. But I mean, I can't take away the fact that they had it and they built it. I would just overlook that because they got.
And it's really hard to rebuild shit. What do you talk about rebuild? Like, it's when something is completely.
I said they built it.
I know, but I'm saying Don was like, why they didn't rebuild it?
Yeah, because they can't. How they gonna rebuild? They died.
Come on, guys! You don't go build $1 million buildings and don't insure them. They burn them down, so insurance companies are supposed to pay it and get them back into business. Now we're talking about being thoughtful versus emotional.
No, what are you talking about, Don?
I'm talking about
when they bombed Black Wall Street and killed all them people. It was only like 5 survivors for one.
Well, we still talking about it today. So and I've seen some children of those survivors talking about they want their part of the cut for what the settlement was about, their reparation. So all I'm saying, guys, we didn't have a whole lot. That's really what's my point there. We didn't have a whole lot, and we're gonna go pick 5 places out of the entire United States.
It was more than 5. It was everywhere. It was more than 5.
You got to understand, we were part of a system that didn't want us to do well. How in the world were we going to do well? And when they flood places like Lake Lanier, and because we were able to build it, they made you build in flood plains. They made you build on places that where if they want to take you out of business, it wouldn't be difficult because they gave you the land that they don't want. Go try to insure a house right now that they consider in a flood zone and see what happened to it. You can't even get insurance, but they let them build their businesses in a flood zone. So they could do exactly what they did when they said them niggas and start smelling themselves. They done got too big. We getting ready to shut this down. That's how that happens.
But they had it.
Okay, they had something.
They built it.
Okay.
And,
well,
and
I go see a black dentist about every month in her own office building. Does that count for anything? I got a black doctor.
That counts for a lot.
Doctor.
That counts for a lot.
All my service providers are African Americans.
That counts for a lot. Yeah.
Don, I just did a quick search on about what you were saying about the insurance, and it says that the destruction of Tulsa's Black Wall Street in 1921 involved many systemic barriers that made it difficult for Black residents to rebuild. This includes insurance denials. Many residents had insurance policies, but insurers refused to pay for damages caused by the massacre, citing exclusion clauses. And they had limited access to loans. Systemic racism in banking prevented many Black entrepreneurs from obtaining loans to rebuild. So
okay.
they definitely made sure
all those things you just mentioned are still present today. That's why we said no Black people get into small business loans earlier. When they were talking about more people coming to this country and able to get money from our government before the African Americans that live here can get it. Same thing. And so yeah, if I come and I want to tear down your momentum, I can't give you relief. All that's part of the system. So the insurance company, they in bed with the people that burn the place down. Then we just say they stick together.
Facts.
That's why they couldn't do it.
But that's why they couldn't rebuild. You was asking why they didn't rebuild it. They got blocked.
Well, okay, guys.
They couldn't rebuild it.
How long ago was that? We can't have another Black
100 years ago.
Black Wall Street in
That's not that long ago.
That's what I'm saying, Don. That's what I'm asking. And we have more money. We have way more money now. That's what I'm asking.
Well, obviously, we might be diverse into their businesses. Somebody want to know, did I say insurance? They thought that was a crazy statement or something? Yes, I asked if they have insurance, and I hope you got insurance on everything that you own. Yes. So, yeah, that's why I brought it up. If you don't have it, you need to get it tomorrow.
Facts.
And that go for your car that need gap insurance, too. Stop ignoring that. You need to get your gap insurance.
Yeah,
so
they
you
had
won't be
insurance back
upside
then.
down when you get ready to try to get rid of the car.
Like you said, they was all in bed with each other.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was a short-term thing. You asking, it's been 100 years. In the mid-20th century, urban renewal projects and highway construction further disrupted the whole Greenwood district, displacing more residents and businesses. So from 1921 until the mid-1900s, they had continued to kick people out that neighborhood and start gentrifying and having urban projects in there.
Well,
so
you
it
know
was
what?
a long-term halt to anything that Black people was going to try to do to rebuild that.
Okay, they put us in the neighborhoods that they burned down too. So just because we had to move and go to another place doesn't mean we couldn't start over. Because when we went to that area, they didn't think we were going to turn it into what we turned it into. That's why they wanted to put us back in our place. Oh, what? A Black Wall Street? There ain't but one Wall Street in America. Y'all need to check yourself on this.
Yeah, and the point of this is to inhibit people in the future from ever having that idea again, because y'all saw what happened the first time. Like, and that's a valid thing. Like, I'm sure, like, it just keeps getting harder the more it's
community.
Oh, yeah.
Seneca Village.
Central Park in New York was an African. This is a comment from Shakura Hakim. Central Park in New York was an African American community named Seneca Village before they destroyed it and made it Central Park. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a fact too.
Seneca Village.
That's why I said it was way more than 5. It was everywhere. We would thrive. We had thriving communities everywhere, fresh out of slavery.
This is a park. This is a park he's talking about. This is a park that he's talking about right here, Central Park, which means was always owned by the government. Always
everywhere we
owned
went.
by the government. And just because they decide to take another approach to what to do with the land, we supposed to look at this like this is a crucifixion or something. They had the right to do with their land whatever they want to do with it. That's why we don't need to be staying on their land. You need to get your own deed.
You can't never get your own land. Then if you contradicting yourself now.
I got my land.
You can't get your own land if you got your land and they take it and they flood it and they bomb it. Where we getting our own land from?
And just the fact that even today, if they're not gonna bomb you, eminent domain, they could just take your shit and pay you some peanuts.
They just did that.
I'll just say this: I'm tired of defending the best country in the world to a group of Americans. So I don't have no more defenses. I've said all I got to say about the country that we live in and on all fronts. Because every time there's a subject that comes up, it's like we living in the worst place in the world, but nobody's moving. Ain't nobody left. So it's the worst place in the world, but everybody's still here. Man, come on, y'all.
Don, the market is great. The money is great. There's money in New York.
This ain't got anything to do with money. This country is a better country, period.
No, it's not. Nothing to do with money. That's all there is. That's the reason I'm here. That's the only reason. Money.
That's the only reason this country is great, because it's wealthy. When it's not even the biggest country in the world.
It has no morals. It is built on no moral foundation. It's racist. It's colonial. It's an empire. It's built on the tears and blood, sweat of people that
the world has no morals. The world has no morals.
What's good about America other than money? America is built
the world has no morals.
That's the gratitude that we talk about. Like how America brainwashed people into being grateful for what? How am I really talking to a Black person in 2025 that's grateful for America? Can you tell your family?
There you go, dog. Talking that grateful talk.
They're not grateful.
Talking about that.
Well, okay, let me answer her question then. A white man hired my mom, and she worked the same job for over 35 years because a white man hired her. In a small town in Millersville with a population of 12,000 people. Now, all the bad things she had to say about him, we wouldn't have been able to eat with 6 kids in the house if that same white man got my dad a job too. If that would not have taken place.
Is that white man an ally?
So, and here's the thing, and she still would say, don't mess with a white girl. Don't drive through this certain community at night, even though her door was opened by one.
Is that white man an ally?
But this is what it really boils down to. When you're not worldly and you haven't been formally educated, you are limited in your thoughts. That was my parents. As good and great as they were, as much as they've done for all of us, and they didn't even finish high school, and all their kids finished college. So I commend them for what they did, but it's little that they know how to even navigate through what they were dealing with. All they want to do is keep their head down and work their job every day so they can feed their family. We're trying to progress. So we want to hold our head up and we want to do more.
Do you consider that white man an ally?
Oh, the ball game.
Do you consider that white man an ally?
Yes.
He's not an ally. He's not an ally.
Hey, the white man that gave me a scholarship to the University of Georgia was an ally.
About?
Okay.
Lord, man.
Were your parents producing?
Like I'm
Were your
like I'm
parents
bugging,
producing
like I done
when
lost
they-
my mind. That white man is an ally.
No, he's
Was
not.
an ally for your
Answer
family.
my question, Don. Were your parents producing in the way that their boss expected them to at work? Did they show up every day? Did they give him problems? Were they
You
shitty
best
workers?
believe
Were
they did. Yes,
They were
they did.
good workers. It's just part of the capitalist machine that the white man created, and you gotta be grateful for that. Because if the second their performance dropped, they would have been out the fucking place.
Well, let me just say
Nobody
this to
kept
you,
them because
Nora.
they got six kids. Nobody would have kept their job because they feel bad for whatever reason. Nobody would have given them their jobs. If
Well,
you-
Nora, I manage 12 people. When they don't do their job, they gone too. That's how the world works. You don't
That's
produce.
how America
You don't
works.
produce. You don't
Capitalism.
produce. You go home.
Capitalism is not universal.
Well,
That's how
call it whatever you want to call it. I need you to produce. I don't want to hear the talk. I don't want to hear
So that's
excuses.
not
I don't want to
making
hear you
him an
not
ally, 'cause
making
he
it.
want to get his money. He's just using you as worker bees to get his money. That make him an ally. That make him part of the capitalist machine. He's a cog. They're
So
all
you
about-
want me to open a business not
I'm
to
gonna
make
thank
money? You want
nobody
me to
for letting
open
me be a
car
cog.
washes,
I'm doing what I get paid for.
dry
I don't
cleaning,
get paid.
but not make a profit. But not
Yeah, I
make a
don't
profit.
understand the argument.
The
I don't
argument
get
is
it.
that y'all talk about allies as if this proves the ally that he gave people a job and kept it.
You
He
can't
had
be
a job as
mad.
long as
You
they were
can't
good
be
at their
mad
job.
at the fact that this man said that white man was an ally for his parents, for his family.
The bar is so
That's a
low for what an
fact.
ally
That's just
is.
the
The bar
truth.
is so low.
Regardless to what he was doing, regardless to how he was making his money, or they was working for him, it doesn't matter. He didn't have to hire his mother and his father. He didn't have to. He didn't have to.
Not at all. And
You
not
don't
give them the kind of job to where they could have some dignity when they came to work every day.
And raise 6 kids to be successful. They didn't have to. Come on,
I
man.
just believe the bar is really low for what constitutes an ally, and that's not what being an ally is. That's somebody that had something to gain. It's transactional. He got something to gain from hiring these two people specifically. They got something to gain from it.
An ally is transactional.
It's a contract.
Yes, an ally is transactional. Even when America considers Ukraine and them they allies, it's transactional. That's why America is sending them hundreds of billions of dollars. It's transactional. Yes.
Well, let me just say this too.
It's transactional.
Let me just say
But
this.
it's not a fair transaction. It's not a fair transaction because this micro incident isn't 5% of what they cost you. It's not a real ally. An ally is 50-50. What Israel gives America is almost
No,
even.
not-
to
no,
American
not-
people.
Well, hold on. An ally really
But
someone
that
who
is
help.
not even.
But Nora, an ally helps you in a specific situation, not all situations. So, okay, they can't help us in everything that we do in America. But if you just look up the sheer definition of an ally, just the sheer definition of an ally, it is combined or united a resource or common a commodity for a mutual benefit. A mutual benefit. The white man hiring my parents allowed them to feed us. We benefited too. So that makes them an ally. So let's not argue over the definition of ally.
And look, that's what I should have did. I should have looked it up earlier. And look how funny this is. That was a mutual relationship, right? But the allies I was talking about, we had nothing to give them. We had nothing to give them. What slaves, runaway slaves, was offering white people that hid them and risked their own life and their land and their freedom and their family by hiding these runaway slaves in the basement of their house?
Some people have
What the
moral
runaway slaves had to give them?
Some people have
Nothing. Nothing.
It could have been their faith. They could have been their faith.
Exactly.
They might have not even
Morals.
believed that
Y'all
you
want to
should
talk
treat
about
human beings in that
morals,
way.
and they come from
Y'all want to
different
talk about
religions,
morals?
different religions.
These people had morals. Let's say they had morals then, or they faith. That's fine. But
Okay.
I'm not.
If they were willing to help an oppressed people, yeah, they had morals. If they're willing to help oppressed people, that they could get no benefit out of that.
Morals. We looking for people with morals. When I say, hey, man, these people had morals. They was our allies that helped us and had morals at the time when they didn't have to do shit for us. Oh man, I can't believe you said that. Da, da, da. These are the same people y'all looking for tomorrow. I asked you who you looking to help your people. You said America. The same white people I'm talking about.
Yes, because they're the ones in a position to help us.
I mean, I can't, I guess Don explained it better than me. But I know the difference between the ally and the enemy. That was a good explanation, Don. I didn't even think about it like that.
It just feels like it's a very fine line between using each other's resources for a mutual benefit versus one stronger party taking advantage and using the other party to gain a greater benefit when you're just giving the other party peanuts. Here, realize your stupid benefits. Get your peanuts while I make millions off of you. And
that's how the world. That's how the world revolves.
Yes, that's why the rich get richer and the poor
that's
get.
How the world revolves.
No, we have a saying in the hoods. We have a saying in the hood that say it's levels to this shit.
It's levels to this shit.
That's how the world
revolves.
I'm not mad at my level. You're gonna always have a lower class, a middle class, and an upper class. That's what makes everything work. If everybody had everything, nobody would work together. Some people gotta go to work.
Capitalism in your blood, like infused in you. This is not the only way shit could work. Shit could be different. Everybody can eat. Everybody can have healthcare. Shit could be different. This is not the way the world works. This is the way America works.
Canada has free healthcare.
Yes,
I can tell you like this right here.
They about to make Canada a 51st state. Y'all ready for that?
Yes, maybe they'll bring their healthcare.
Yeah, bring Canada on in.
I'm going to Canada.
As long as they bring the healthcare.
I'm moving to Canada. I'm moving, dog.
Bring that cheap prescription medicine with them.
Matter of fact, if they make Canada 51st state, they're not gonna have free healthcare no more.
No, they better bring that shit to everybody.
Well, then they're gonna have a mutiny in Canada.
Gotta become
you're trying to take something away from people that they had all their life. It's easy to give somebody something, but to take something away, it's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem.
Crazy concept. When you move from a place where you had free healthcare to a place where you gotta pay to go to a hospital, it's fucking crazy. Like I was literally, I had food poisoning, I was throwing up, and I had just gotten off Medicaid, and it would cost like $150 to go to a fucking emergency room just to get an IV drip. And like I literally had to sit there and ruminate for like a whole day. Like, do I really need this IV drip? Like, who gotta live like that? And I'm not even that fucking poor, but like $150 for just to get an IV drip, like it feels stupid. I've never had to do that in my life, and it's when you come from a place where you never had to do that, it's so hard to justify going to an emergency for $150. Even an ambulance, like I've had to have an ambulance called once when I was in school before I got insurance, and it was fucking crazy. Everybody talking to me about finances, and I'm literally passed out. Why everybody talking to me about whether I can afford the ambulance? I'm passed out.
That's where all the money went to the ambulance.
I know.
The ambulance ride was $100.
I don't want to think about it.
The ambulance ride is about $1,000. The ambulance ride is about $1,000.
Oh yeah, you paid the copay. Yeah.
I hadn't been in America for like 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's way more than that. Yeah, ambulance ride like 500. I think that's what it's up there. Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. Yeah.
Who that person asked me, you have insurance?
Who man?
I have insurance. And you gotta check the part that says ambulance rides. You can't say I don't think I'm gonna get in the ambulance, so I'm not gonna get it. And then it happens to you and you're mad what it costs when you had an opportunity to get covered. Some things that you can't live without. And the sooner we learn what those are and participate, the better off we'll be.
But it's crazy that these rates that I'm describing to you are after I've paid for private insurance. I still have to pay $150 for emergency
copay
and $50 copay for
copay that up.
Yeah, and it's great. And I'm already paying like $500 out of my salary every 2 weeks. No, $500 every month.
A month
for insurance.
That's because you're a young lady.
Yeah, I pay about $350 a month.
Yeah, mine is $380.
And it don't got dental. Like teeth aren't a thing in America. Dental.
Yeah, dental is different.
Why they act like dental is cosmetic too? Like teeth are important. Everybody needs teeth. I've been fighting all week with my fucking boss about this.
Teeth are important.
This was my argument with my boss last week. Like, what are you talking about? Got to be a workaround.
And that dental insurance only pay about 10% of whatever you gonna get anyway. If you get some real work done,
that's one insurance you really don't even have to get.
I don't got that. I paid like 6 months, Dawn. I canceled that shit. I said, man, why am I paying for this shit?
Yeah, you stop paying for that and you just get on their payment plan.
They pay it outright.
They give you 24 months to pay your bill back to them. And it's about the same as you would pay if you were paying it into the insurance company, but you have your preferred dentist working on you.
Yeah,
you have to learn the ropes. Cause you know what, they don't accept everybody's insurance, but they don't want you to walk out if you like them. They'd rather for you to say stop paying for that at the office and just pay for your procedures here. $250 to cleaning. If you don't have nothing major, that's $500 a year.
Yeah.
Gotta brush 3 times a day in America.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You better floss.
I actually learned that on my own, Don. Man, what the hell am I paying dental for? This shit don't even make sense. Then I'm paying, I think it was probably $180 a month, but they only covered like 10% of what you need. 10% of this, 10% of that, 10%. Man. Yeah, I had to get rid of that shit.
But
we don't like to sit down. We don't like to sit down with balance sheets and spreadsheets and map out expenses and how you spend that stuff. I can't tell you how many people I done ran into, and I share with them that I have a spreadsheet that I use every pay period, 2 times a month. You do that? Why in the world would you do all that? Because you need to know where your money going before you spend it. A check register tells you that you've already spent it. So you're writing in your check register, your money gone now. You should know how much money you're gonna have left after you pay everybody, so you don't go out wasting money. See,
and they make it so easy.
We don't do.
They make it so easy for you now. You could just pay for an app called QuickBooks and just put your banking information in there, and it's gonna categorize everything and put everything in there for you. They go, man.
Kind of capitalism with me. Where the socialists at? Not in the room.
Add-ons. Hashtag.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm gonna be a capitalist too, because I ain't going into business not make money, to not make profits. I'm not opening up a business to break even. If I'm gonna do that, I gotta be already rich, and it doesn't matter whether or not I increase my wealth and can take care of my family or not. But as long as I'm middle class, any business that I start, I want to profit.
You can profit with socialism. I'm not advocating for communism.
I would agree with that. It doesn't have to be capitalism is what I'm not agreeing with.
Yeah, and I think that's good about capitalism.
Why is it country to make money?
What country is a socialist country that's thriving?
It's mostly European countries that have successful forms of socialism. Like
who?
Scandinavian countries have a lot of like just the base. They're not socialist, but they have social welfare programs that guarantee what are the Scandinavian countries? I think Norway, Finland. They have the highest quality of life. They have healthcare. And China, no, China's communist.
China's
a communist.
China's not communist.
Fuck no. China gotta be capitalist.
It's not. China's not capitalist.
Man, China over there raping Africa like a motherfucker. They gotta be capitalists, man. What?
But they do have
China about that money, man.
Google it.
China all over.
It's described as a socialist market economy, which combines elements of socialism and capitalism. While it is not a fully capitalist country, many aspects of its economy operate within a market-oriented capitalist framework.
Damn.
They pick and choose.
So their money operate in a capitalism fashion. No matter how many people over there think they're socialist, they are a capitalist. Because their financial structure is built on capitalism. In the story.
Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, and Iceland, the Nordic countries. These countries practice a form of democratic socialism or social democracy, combining free market capitalism with robust welfare systems. The strength of these programs include universal healthcare, universal education, low levels of income inequality, strong labor protection, and high levels of happiness and quality of life.
They don't produce nothing.
Man, so y'all got him wrong. He don't.
They
have
happy, BJ. They happy.
He just have a problem with people thinking there's any room for morals in capitalism.
Exactly, and that's why I hate it. I don't want to live in a country with no morals.
Oh, it is room for people with moral in capitalism. No. They're not mutually exclusive.
100%, they are mutually exclusive.
Oh, no, they're not.
Done. All the arguments we've been having about every issue that has some sort of like moral edge to it, all the arguments we've been having, your outcome is America's in power, America's big, America's bad, America got money, America got this. That's always your conclusion because you too like hyper focused on the fact that America's just powerful and got money, and you don't think about the moral considerations that should come before money and before power.
That can't be true because I have a lot of people in my family that are not that's financially not doing well. So I would want everyone to do well. Everybody, I would want everyone to have all the necessities that they gotta have in life, from insurance to making enough money to feed their kids. I wish all of that could happen. But I'm not mad at the guy that's trying to make a profit. And everybody that say that we got drug dealers in our neighborhood, that when they sell drugs, they're not trying to sell it for what they bought it for. We ain't talking about them. They're trying to make a profit too. That's capitalism. And
they're destroying the community at the same time.
Yeah, and why they fight over territory? Capitalism. They want all the money in that area. They don't want nobody else to get nothing.
Yeah.
And the community loved them.
Yeah, that's capitalism. So it's down to the microcosm perspective, but people understand everybody can't be in that bucket. But that don't mean you don't have to have any morals because you want to make money. Everybody that's rich and got capital are not immoral people. Joel Osteen. Y'all know him.
The pursuit.
And then I look at the GDP of Ireland. They were telling me, I just looked at the GDP of Ireland.
I didn't say Ireland. I didn't say Ireland. Ireland's a piece of shit. Ireland's a piece of shit.
No.
I didn't say Ireland.
They're a socialist country.
Nordic countries, Switzerland, Finland. No, Ireland.
Yeah, they gotta get along. They better get along.
They all them countries you named better get along.
Yes, they better get along morally.
Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway.
Ain't shit over there.
Way out of a paper bag.
Ain't nothing over there.
Nothing. Look at the GDP.
Nothing but happy people that have their needs met and can pursue the joys of life without being in fight or flight.
They happy, man.
That's all there is there.
Ain't Trump trying to get Denmark or something now? Ain't they?
He
wanted Ireland too. But the reason why he know he can get these countries because we can buy them.
Yeah. Oh, because China over there, he trying to bump China out the way.
Yeah. When you say capitalism, if they sell themselves to us, whose fault is that? That's America's fault?
Who's selling themselves to America?
If Ireland decide they want to be part of America and they say, okay, it's hard to survive, we want to be part of everything you guys do, we're not looking at whether or not you are a moral capitalist country or not. We just want you to bring us up by the bootstraps. Help us financially. Help us change our communities and where we live. Don't nobody talk about all the billions of dollars we send to other countries. That's what the black people in America are mad about. All the money we send to other countries to fight wars, to help rebuild after we tear them down, all of that kind of stuff.
Help rebuild after we tear them down. You be acting like America's a philanthropist country. Like America, everything America does abroad, every penny invested abroad has a double return.
I'm not acting like anything. All I know, we put money in Iraq.
One thing about it,
we try to respect the people that are there. If the lawlessness has calmed down, and we try to help rebuild everything that we tore down, that doesn't make us great. That doesn't make us humanitarians. I'm not trying to say that.
That's not happening though. Who
all them third world countries that America do that to, they consider America an ally. Even down to Haiti. Even down to Haiti. They consider America an ally.
Yeah, Jordan considers America an ally too, but in the very literal sense of the word. America's the worst ally we've ever had. America makes us participate in the rape of our own people, like the metaphorical rape. Like America makes us literally watch America do that when 50% of Jordan is Palestinians, because that's where all of them went. And our own people are suffering from, we literally have the same currency. We pegged the JD to the dollar, where economically we completely sold ourselves, where we're like, America's like our pimp, like it's horrible. And they're our worst ally. They're still an ally, but they make us go against our own morals, our own people, just for money. Like it's like they leverage money, and like we're completely at their mercy. Like it's not a real. That's why I say the word ally. Like it implies some sort of equitable thing to me. It can't be like we're hanging like by our throats. Like we can't do anything. We can't say anything. It's not an ally. There's somebody that is like extorting you. That's what it is.
Well, an ally, we don't have to get the same benefit. We don't have to get the same benefit from a venture just because you're an ally. All you got to do is bring me out of a situation that I'm in right now. I may never catch you. I may never get there. But if you helping me move from one stage to the next, you're an ally. So I might be getting pennies, but I was getting nothing before you stepped in. I was getting pennies, and now I'm getting a nickel. Now I'm getting a dime. Yes.
And by that definition, that white boy was the only ally out of all these races in America history that goddamn was the only ally for black people. Like I said.
Nobody gonna raise you up to be bigger than them, so you can leave them. They lose all their benefits.
Ain't nobody gonna do that. Nobody, not even black people for black people.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay you more than I make, or pay you so much that now next thing you know, you're going out here and you're gonna leave me and take my customers with you because you're the one that interfacing with them every day. Yes, I have to keep you in a position where I'm treating you well, your family is eating good, but you can't leave me. If you leave me, it's gonna be a different story. Yes, that's how it goes. I work for a company that does it to me every day. They ain't gonna pay me more than they make. Every year the number goes up. The quota goes up.
It's proportionate. It's proportionate to the work you put in. It's proportionate to the hours you put in. It's proportionate to what you give. It's
well,
not
I got another saying for you. You
what
never
Jordan
get
gets
paid.
out of America versus what America gets out of Jordan is widely disproportionate.
Okay,
That's
well,
what
you'll
I'm saying,
never
because especially these little ass third world countries, they don't give two fucks about them. They don't care that we eating good or not. Our economy is still shit. Like this, you acting like, oh, they saved us from what we were in, and we give them this.
No, I didn't say to save you from anything.
We
I just
sold
said,
our whole cause for it,
well, you sold your own cause. Don't fault the country you sold
well. If y'all,
our whole region
was morally,
because of America.
if y'all was morally inclined, y'all would have never sold yourselves to the
devil. That's
Every
basically what they
country
call us,
around
the devil.
us crumbled like dominoes. Every country around us fell tick, 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 within like 2 decades. So we had no option. We were clinging on
y'all would have never sold y'all souls.
Yeah, y'all couldn't eat off those morals. Y'all couldn't buy no groceries
to this capitalist country.
You couldn't deposit that. You couldn't deposit morals in the bank. I'll be darned.
Nah, my kids can't eat off morals.
Oh, wow.
What a shame.
No, it's a cold world, man. It's a cold world, baby.
No, it could be a shame. It could be a shame. I'm just living in the world we're in. That's all, and I'm just calling it. I'm calling
I
balls
can live
and
with
strikes.
the world we're in and be constantly angry about it. I don't have to be happy about it.
No, I don't expect you to be happy about
it. When we're happy about it or we accept it, that makes it a lot less likely for anything to ever change. I'm gonna stay without dental. I'm gonna stay paying 150 for not getting an ambulance when I'm sick. I'm gonna stay getting fucked. My country gonna stay getting bombed. That's what happens when the anger subsides. You gotta stay angry about everything.
Yeah. The anger pushes you.
Yeah, to actually try to get shit to change. But I'm not in a position yet.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We come up with some answers for next time or something, man. Cause I ain't got the answers, man. But I think you just gotta keep moving forward. No, ain't nothing gonna change. That's all. There's nothing gonna change.
All you need is one good billionaire. For my people, at least. We're not that big. It's like
the Islamic country got more billionaires than America.
I said one good billionaire. It's got to be a woman for one. It's not gonna be none of those men.
I ain't never gonna get a woman billionaire.
You'll see.
They ain't gonna let that
in the next century.
I mean, they got families, and I guess the woman is part of the family, like in Turkey and stuff. Those families are trillionaires.
They don't got the bank passwords. Take it from me.
We keep talking about how much money America got. Last February, I was over in Dubai. If we got more money than the people in Dubai, I'm shocked. Because I'm telling you, it's nothing.
That's what I just said. They got more billionaires than we do.
But I'm talking about, I'm seeing Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces riding around like they're Toyotas. I'm seeing cars that I've never even seen built before.
They don't care.
It's just ridiculously. All the architect work is different, unique, and expensive. I just want to know, they got a gold district that's about 10 blocks of nothing but 18, 24, all the high carat gold.
I'm willing to bet.
We supposed to be richer than this country?
I'm willing to bet if Dubai and Saudi Arabia and all them princes and stuff came to America and said, all right, enough is enough. Y'all leave Palestine alone. They'll leave them alone.
They'll leave them alone.
All they got to do is say it.
You see, we didn't do nothing
to
Jamal.
That's what we thought the Hamas move October 7. That's what we thought this might cause. That maybe if they see how bad it could get, maybe if they actually see every single day what they doing to us, maybe then some nation with money will be like, all right, stop this shit. This is too crazy. Kids is like too,
Okay, so my guy that's speaking now, tell him it's like red blood. They taking the diamonds and the gold away from Africa.
Gold from Africa.
Okay, Africa. Now they're just going to say it. Africa sold us into slavery.
I said that an hour ago.
Okay, so
Blacks
don't
and
think
Arabs.
that there's not some people in Africa selling the gold to Dubai. They ain't got to steal it. It's some people that's selling it. So let's do a little homework there. You ain't gotta steal it. All you gotta do is go offer money for it, and they're gonna give it to you. This is not the movie with DiCaprio, where he out there stealing the red diamond. This is real life.
The Arabs was mostly doing slavery through wars. It was mostly prisoners of war that became slaves. They didn't start monetizing it until Africa started monetizing it. It was more like
well, again, Africa.
Give us the slaves.
Africans and Arabs.
Yeah.
Many nations said stop.
The main said
Ottomans. It includes Turks as well.
Many nations said stop the ship. Big bro, United States said proceed.
Exactly. They blocked it. They vetoed it. The fact that they got the veto is crazy. The ICJ, every single international body, every single country, the UK, Ireland, France, every country was like, stop, it's too much, too many kids bursting into fucking nothing. And the US just vetoes it and said, keep on going, keep on going, keep on. And now Trump talking about, we go, what the fuck he said?
Rain down hell.
Yeah, all hell gonna break loose in the Middle East. Like what?
Rain down. He said hell is gonna rain down on the Middle East.
And he said Middle East. He didn't even say fucking Palestine. Like this.
Yeah, he definitely said Middle East. And I don't agree with that.
I'm pretty sure he more embarked than bite though. He's not gonna start a war in his presidency. He cares too much about his legacy.
But if Dubai told them to stop, they gonna stop, man. They're gonna stop.
The Emirates, that's the thing. Trump brokered all these Abraham. When Trump was president, he did two things that really fucking sucked for Palestine. First of all, he gave Syria the Golan Heights, which was the first time they ever gave. That was occupied UN territory. He just gave it to Israel. The second thing he did was that he brokered the Abraham Accords, which were the first time that these rich countries in the Gulf started doing contracts and dealing with Israel economically. Like Trump brokered treaties between the Gulf and Israel and resumed normal economic relations between these countries and Israel for the first time in ages. And that was in like 2016 and 2020. So at this point, if you got treaties going on with Israel, you literally like, you got, I forgot what the economic treaties were about, but it's like trade, it's utilities, it's like important shit that you can't just like overnight be like, all right, no, I'm going to let go of this and stop this shit now. Like now they in too deep. They got benefits that they can rely on for Israel for because of these Abraham Accords. And it's all fucking Trump's crap.
I was supposed to speak on Haiti.
So I just got one question. I've been answering the question. I got a question. Is there anything good about America, Norman? Is there one thing we do right?
Money.
America,
I'm just saying one.
Everybody.
Because we done been on 3 of these and I hadn't heard anything positive about this country.
I never came to America for its morals.
And if I say something like, you know what? America fucked up when they went over into this country.
You know what I love about
Americans? You
will
finish my sentence for me. You will finish my sentence for me.
You know what I love about Americans? Americans is so nice. I think Americans is nice. Like surface level interactions with strangers. Americans are just nice. That's all I liked about America when I came here. Money and Americans is kind of nice. Like if I go into a store back home, nobody gonna be like people just talk to each other, like especially in the Midwest and these areas. Like Americans are just nice, they friendly. That's all I got out of America. But I came here for the money, and I just everything else.
Capitalism.
You're a capitalist.
You're a capitalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
she is.
I enjoy that. I reap the benefits out of capitalism because I'm not from Finland or Norway or Denmark. I'm from fucking Jordan, and I'm barely from Jordan. I'm half from Jordan. So I had to come and reap the benefits of capitalism. But I wish I was born in Norway. I wish I was born in Finland. I was just not lucky enough.
But that's all I got, y'all. That's all I got. I had fun, man.
God bless America.
God bless America, dog.
Nobody else.
God bless America.
And nobody else. That's the motto of this, the slogan of this show.
We got
You know what I'm
let's
saying?
title
You
it
can't
that.
see what I'm saying? You can't use the word God and then turn around and say it's not for everyone. So whoever
God bless
uses that
America.
statement don't even understand what they're saying. God don't differentiate where you are or what part of the world you're in to whether or not you reap the benefits of his blessings. That don't happen like that. So it doesn't matter what somebody say at a podium or anything like that. But if you really believe when you say God bless anything,
No, I only
you
use
can't
it
turn
for-
around and say accept.
Well.
So I don't really believe in it. I only use that statement ironically, but good point.
Good point, dog.
Yeah, so anybody politicians that stand up there and say something like that, one thing you can walk away knowing, they don't even know God. Because if they knew him, they wouldn't make the statement. They certainly don't know how he operates. Because when to buy a desert just about 10 years ago, and now I'm looking at it. As one of the most pristine places I've ever seen in my entire life. It was a desert.
I was born there, and I'm 25 years old. And when I was born, none of this shit was there.
Yeah.
Even the tower that I was born in, the hospital that I was born in, none of it is there anymore.
I'm telling you.
Dubai is younger than me.
Everybody talking about you need to come to New York and stay a couple years. You got to go see Dubai too.
People think I'm rich when I say I was born in Dubai. I was born in
Dubai,
Dubai.
20
Dubai
years
was
old.
nothing.
Yeah.
20 something years. They did that in 20 something years.
Yep.
And I mean, they did some things that our architect in New York, Chicago, California, all our major cities can't even touch it. They ain't even in the same league.
They building another city.
I don't think Dubai is moral either, by the way. I think the United Arab Emirates is also an immoral country. It's also built off the labor of Indians and immigrants that basically get treated like slaves. It's kind of modern day slavery, but then that's how they did the shit. So I have my own qualms with the morality of the Emirates, and I don't like the Gulf in general. But yeah.
You don't like nobody.
No, I don't like people with money and power. Money and power corrupts. Everybody that got money and power became an asshole.
Them the people you just said you don't like.
And you said you came to America to make money. Are we not gonna like you when you get rich? Are you
No,
gonna change?
I'm a woman
your
with
morality?
empathy. I have enough empathy to not get corrupted by money. I've never been corrupted by
You
money.
ain't make enough money yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
Men have a greater tendency to be corrupted by money.
You ain't rich enough yet.
Yeah, you promise.
We'll see.
You become a billionaire. We couldn't get you on here.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna be on this podcast and I'm gonna be a billionaire. We're gonna see about that. And I'm gonna get $1,000 on that.
See this.
And I'll bet $1,000 on that.
I'll bet $1,000 too. If you become a millionaire, we won't be able to find you.
You're gonna find me. I'm gonna have the same number.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be hard to find.
Yeah, because
I'm
you're
gonna
nothing but a man.
Let me win the lottery. Y'all gonna say, what
That's
happened
why
to
we at the bottom of the barrel now. That's why.
I know I'm not gonna find you in your neighborhood.
That's why, man. They take off.
BJ gonna be in his neighborhood with his new laundromat.
Man, I'm trying to help, man. I'm trying
car
to
wash.
One laundromat at a time.
little laundromat, supermarket here and there, a chicken spot.
Oh,
Trying to build my community.
So then you might as well make a barbershop, hairdresser, car wash,
barbershop,
dry cleaner.
Don got his millions
complex.
left. Nora got the hell on. I'm still in here. They burning my shit down. I'm trying to be pro-black.
Yeah, and Nora then became a millionaire and left town.
I went to Dubai and sold her soul to the devil.
Boy, man,
so I wouldn't pay tax.
Y'all foul.
All right, we got $1,100 in bet total.
Now he told me to bet you that $1,000 because you ain't coming back if you become a millionaire. I didn't bet her. I'm on that 1,000.
No,
I'm gonna give you 5 years.
Nora liable to be in Denmark tomorrow.
But she'll be calling up for help.
You can't immigrate to these countries. I looked into it. They don't take people like y'all do.
That's why America messed up now. All right, we good, man.
All right, have a good night,
We
y'all.
good to go,
What,
man.
DJ Milk don't have no comments? Why he ain't on these calls? DJ Milk. Bert. Why he ain't on these calls?
He had to do something with his wife. Marriage benefits the woman.
Well, no, happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife. See?
Benefiting him.
Marriage benefits the woman. Happy wife, happy life. There's nothing for a happy husband.
Well, that's the one that gets the happy life when the wife happy. That's who get the happy life.
Yeah. All right, so I'm out, man. I appreciate y'all coming through again.
Back at it on Sunday.
All right, have a good night, y'all.
All right, good
All
night,
right,
no.
now.
Good night, Don.
Hey, I'm gonna send you a light, Nora. I'm gonna send you a light. We need to see you.
You gonna send me a what?
I'm gonna send you a light like this one.
Oh yeah, I got one over there. I just need to go to the desk. All right, see
y'all.
you next week. I'm gonna have the light on a Sunday. Goodbye.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good evening.